Hello everyone and welcome to yet another recreational programming session with Mr. Zozin. We've been developing this little rendering engine, raycasting rendering engine in Doom, like old Doom style for quite some time, right? And we have all of the necessary elements in here. So we can render walls, we can render ceiling, we can render floor, and we can even render entities using sprites, right? And these entities, they can actually we drew them at different angles, and we have a system that automatically picks a sprite according to the angle which they are facing and stuff like that. So I'm really proud of this small little engine, but what we wanted to do, we actually wanted to make this game multiplayer game over network. So to do that, we did a little bit of an exploration in a separate project called, it doesn't even have a name, it's called like multiplayer game prototype. So we did a multiplayer game prototype. Let me actually show you. Right, because I don't know how to make multiplayer games like at all. I've never made a multiplayer game. What I came up with is this simple prototype, right? You go to this web page and you have a player, right? So then what you can do, you can open the same page in a different browser or in a different machine. And as you can see, you have the second player in here. Right. So, and we tested this entire thing. It can easily work with hundreds of players and stuff like that. It has a binary network protocol. It allows you to synchronize the state between different computers and stuff like that. It works pretty reliable. So, and I think the time has come to actually merge these two projects together. Right. So we're going to take the capabilities of our rendering engine, our 3D rendering engine, and the capability of the network capabilities of this game prototype, and make a single 3D Doom style multiplayer game. So that's going to be the topic for today's stream. Right, we're going to try to merge these two code bases together somehow. I'm not really sure how exactly it's going to go, but we'll see. So yeah, sounds good. Sounds Gucci. Sounds what? Tamaguchi. Let's go. All right. So let's go ahead and try to fucking do that, mates. Let's go ahead and try to do that. So what do we have in here? So while I was working on the multiplayer prototype, I discovered such thing as JavaScript modules, right? So I'm a seasoned veteran web developer. I've been doing web development since Internet Explorer 6. Right. So, and for me, like JavaScript modules is just like something that they introduced recently. I never heard about this like a Zoomer new feature. But apparently web developers, after so many fucking years, finally solved this problem. Apparently JavaScript, in fact, has like built-in modules. Holy fucking shit. That's insane. They couldn't solve that problem for decades. Around 2015, okay. So yeah, so now they have like a proper built-in modules. Before that, they had all sorts of different solutions, right? So just like a common GS or some shit like that. They even had to implement different packers like Webpack and shit, and just like it was fucking a crazy town. It was a fucking crazy town, but finally they introduced that. So, and it's basically files like MGS, right? So in case of a TypeScript, you have to use MTS. And when I started raycasting engine specifically, right? So I didn't know about any of that, right? So I think one thing I want to do, I actually want to kind of migrate the raycasting engine to use the module stuff, right? So I want to quickly do that. It's still fucking crazy town. Yeah, I can see that. It's probably because there's a lot of legacy code, right? So legacy never kind of goes away. You can try to like introduce like the actual proper solution, but if the weird hacks polluted the entirety of the code base, right? So it becomes legacy. It never goes away. Yeah, legacy never dies. Legacy never dies. So unless you're kind of starting things from scratch, but I mean, I don't really know. So the fact that even Cabal is still around, right, just says you something about like about legacy code. You can never get rid of it. You can always start over somewhere in a different place or somewhere nearby, right, you can't really fix software infrastructure. You can only start from scratch somewhere else. So that's the only thing you can do. So it's kind of is what it is and it isn't what it isn't. So I suppose I want to maybe remove some of the JS files, right? So because when I'm compiling MTS files, right, so they're going to create MGS, right? So let's actually rename game TS to MTS. Any other TS files? So we have index MTS and also vector MTS. There we go. So I probably want to remove this thing. Look, I should be careful. I should not remove watch.js. Right, I also want to remove that, and I also want to remove that. There we go. All right, so if I try to now build the whole, I don't really have to actually run it from here. I can run it from my Emacs. If I run build in here, is it going to create MJS files? Right, so it's not going to do that. Let's go into the game MTS. So, and in here, oh yeah, that's understandable, right? So because now it's MGS, right? So as you can see, we have a vector MGS, and I was actually importing that thing, so I have to import MGS now. Even Emacs kind of highlights that. Okay, so what else do we have in here? Yes. So, and in index MTS, yeah, okay. This one is really interesting. So this is a hot reloading for the ray casting. And if we actually introduce the server side, this doesn't make any sense because there will be a common part between the client and the server, right? So that means if I modify the common part, I also need to implement hot reloading for the server as well. So I have a feeling that I need to kind of switch off hot reloading for the time being, right? So as I'm integrating this entire thing, I'm going to remove hot reloading. And then once I integrated multiplayer into the main game, I'll bring it back, right? So that's going to be the idea. And furthermore, so to enable hot reloading, we're connecting over the WebSocket to the WebSocket server, right, that observes that file have changed. We kind of want to use this port specifically for the game server, right? So yeah, I think I'm going to remove the entirety of this entire thing. So there's a to do in here. Hot reloading should not break if game crashes. It's a useful to do, right? So I'm going to keep it in here. But on top of that, I'm going to say bring hot reloading back, right? So, and let's actually remove this entire thing. And that also means that we don't really have to load the hot reloaded module like this. What we can do, we can just like, you know, load it from the import, like import everything as game from this thing, but this thing is now MGS, right? So let's actually use a single quotes because we usually use single quotes for this kind of stuff. And that's about it, I think. So let me see what we have in here. Okay, so that seems to be compiling. So I'm pretty sure if I try to run this entire thing, right? If I try to run this entire thing, it is going to not work because HTML, yeah, so HTML refers to the JS file, not MJS file. Yeah, the server responded, that's kind of bizarre. Yeah, so there is no index.js in here. That is understandable. So let's go into the HTML, right, and in here, so this is MJS, and we also have to say that the type is module, otherwise it's not going to work, I'm pretty sure. Look at that, we fixed that. Look at that, my friend, look at that. We even have 30 FPS, holy shit, that's insane. How did we achieve such performance? What the fuck? Okay, so that's pretty cool. All right, let's do a committee and maybe even pusher. So I want to actually do the integration like very slowly in incremental steps. So not to get overwhelmed, right? Because you can actually do a lot of refactoring at once and then you break something and you don't know, you know, where exactly you broke things. So I'm trying to do everything at small incremental steps. Hot reloading affected performance. I don't think so. I think it was actually fine like that. Something with my laptop right now. Maybe it was... Damn, I didn't think about that. Maybe it's actually hot reloading. Damn, what if hot reloading actually was slowing down my laptop? All right, so let's actually do like TS to MTS, and I'm going to push that right into the repo. You can find the source code, by the way, in the description if you're watching on YouTube, and here in the chat you can always do today command, and it gives you the source code. So here's the source code for multiplayer game prototype and also raycasting. So I'm pushing everything in there. Okay, so we can just go ahead and continue. So what I want to do, how I'm going to integrate this entire stuff. I think I'm going to just bring in the multiplayer server and client and literally copy paste into the raycasting game. And obviously they're not compatible, right? So the state of the game in raycasting actually is slightly different from the state of the game in the multiplayer prototype. They're kind of different. But I'm gonna just like smash them together, and I'm gonna start slowly stitching them together, right? So, and the fact that I'm using TypeScript will actually help me to do that, right? Because obviously, like if I try to maybe use some of the multiplayer prototype code in the raycasting engine, some of the types will not match. That will prompt me to actually go ahead and refactor things and change things. So I'm going to use the type as sort of like a guidance on how to integrate these things together, right? And that's the power of the statically typed compiled languages, by the way. So if you didn't know, To be fair, right, so you can make an argument that it is possible to do things like that even dynamically typed languages. It's just like you smash source codes together, you start using them together, and you just run it once, and then the runtime error tells you where exactly you have to make the changes and stuff like that. But in case of the statically typed compiled languages, they kind of check type errors everywhere simultaneously at once before actually running the thing. Right. Runtime errors, brother. Ooh, yeah. I mean, sometimes some kind of errors cannot be checked at compile time, right? So you can't check everything at compile time. For example, maybe you need to check that a particular number is within certain range, and the only way you can get that number is by reading it from a file. How do you check that at compile time? You don't have an access to the file at compile time, right? So the file is provided by the user, right? Not everything is available at compile time. It's not possible to check everything at compile time. And to be fair, compile time, runtime is kind of an artificial constructs, right, that we came up with in our modern computers, right? So if you look at the fundamental computational models like Turing machine or lambda calculus or something like that, there is no compile time and runtime in there. There is only runtime. You have a program, you just run it, it computes the function. That's it. So this separation of like compile time, runtime is kind of arbitrary, and we kind of came up with it like arbitrarily because there is no compiler. Yeah, exactly. Turing machines also have infinite memory. True. True. It's all of that is sort of like a fantasy land anyway. Just like any math, right? Any math is just like a fantasizing about being able to do certain thing. It's not really doing that thing, it's just fantasizing about that. It's hallucinating that you're programming in a computer with infinite memory, as I said in one of my tweets. Math is just hallucination. Anyway, so let me go ahead and go into the multiplayer game prototype and maybe grab some of the stuff. So here's the bots. We probably don't need bots in here. We do need a client, I think. I'm going to copy paste the client in here. So we also have common module. It's basically the common logic between the client and the server, right? We'll need that. This basically state that is encoded within the common module is completely different from the actual raycasting game, so we'll have to adjust all of that stuff in here. So we'll see how it goes. And obviously we also need the server, right? So here is the server. So if I try to, yeah, there we go. So we have some problems in here. Can't find module WS. Yeah, okay, so let's take a look at the dependencies in here. So first of all, we have WS, which is a dev dependency. It used to be a dev dependency because it was used for the watch script in here, right? So which is a development time tool. But now it's going to become like an actual dependency, I think. Let's say dependencies, and Emacs, shut up, Emacs, fuck you. All right. Right, can you just like not do that? All right, so if I now try to watch that, so it can't parse that because I forgot comma, that's understandable. And what else did I, okay, so it doesn't allow, JSON doesn't allow extra comma in here because fuck you, that's why. I feel like it's one of these weird things that in the old formats and the old languages, they would never fucking allow you extra comma. No, it's not correct. It's not syntactically correct. Look, remove that comma. Remove that comma. But what's funny is that over the years, as we had more and more experience with different languages, we all kind of simultaneously agreed that you do want to allow to have this extra comma. Isn't that interesting? Like any modern language, they always allow you to have this extra comma, because one of the things you want to do, you want to shuffle around the lines. And if you don't allow this extra comma, on top of just shuffling around, you also should not forget to add this extra comma and remove it in here. Isn't that interesting, right? So how, like, intuitively, it does make sense to forbid you to have this comma, but in practice, purely mechanically, it is better to allow you to have this comma. And like, I like how counterintuitive that is, until you actually try like to work with such syntax. Right. And what's funny is that there is a lot of things like that in software development, where some particular solution like intuitively makes absolute sense. But as soon as you start working with something, it's just like you encounter absolutely unexpected ergonomic problems that you would not even anticipate. Here's the thing, you can't plan for that, you just encounter them. It's so bizarre, actually. Right, that's why I find the like software development generally like a really fascinating thing, right? So you encountering these like emergent things that you would never anticipate. I don't know, maybe I'm just weird. But just saying. I think maybe WS just needs typings. Let me actually see. So in the multiplayer prototype game, so you have a package JSON. Oh yeah, they actually install like a typings for this entire thing. Can I just put them in here somewhere? Right, so I think that makes sense, but that means I will have to install them. All right, installing the typings. 15 packages are begging for money. Nice. All right, who's begging for money? Let's actually see. ANSI styles. Interesting. Okay, fair enough. But I don't have money, I'm sorry. Okay, so let's actually do run watch. Poor guys, yeah, exactly. I wish somebody gave me money, though. Okay, so that seems to be compiling, so it's totally fine. All right, so let me actually see if it still kind of works. Right, it still works, right? So I'm still using this one, and this one works. So the performance actually kind of dropped down, but now it's actually going up. Okay. All right, so, but as far as I can understand, here we're not actually starting the server. Yeah, so we're not actually starting the server. So in the multiplayer prototype, so here is the multiplayer prototype, we have serve.js, which starts the server, the actual server, and also HTTP server to serve the, you know, the assets and stuff like that. So what I'm thinking, maybe I'm gonna just bring it in here. Right, so we have watch, which watches for things and stuff like that. Which we removed, by the way, so all of that WebSocket code doesn't make any sense. And now we also have serve, which starts the game server, right, an HTTP server. So I need a way to actually run this entire thing. So let me go to the package JSON, and maybe on top of watch, let's introduce maybe serve, because why not? Yeah, let's introduce that. Now, if I do run serve, is it going to actually work? It started the multiplayer server, right? And if I open raycasting, it is working. Okay, so we are, why is it so fast? I swear to God, you guys are right. So maybe that hot reloading watch thingy was actually slowing down my computer, because it actually works. It's much smoother than it was before. What the fuck? Okay. So I don't know what the fuck is going on, but now it's, yeah, much better. So it is running the client, but it's also running the server, but we're not connecting to the server whatsoever. So our goal right now is to actually somehow connect and everything. So, all right, let's take a look at the client in here. So we have a client MTS. So, and in a client, what we're doing in here, we first of all creating a WebSocket, and we're connecting to some sort of like a server port. All right. So on top of that, we keep the pointer to the player, right? So we know who we are, right? So essentially, we keep track of all of the players in a space, right? So in a world, right? And we also keep the reference to us, right? So we are one of these players in here. And also we have a ping and stuff like that, and here we are connecting to the server, we're setting up the callbacks to React and stuff like that. So here is the binary protocol. It's not really that interesting. So this is basically the state of the client. Just a WebSocket, just a reference to one of the players among the players in a hash table, and just additional ping command, right? So we're just measuring the ping to the server. So this is one of the things that we probably want to add to our game, right? So here we have a game, and the state of the game in here, right? The state of the game is this. So this is a raycasting state of the game, right? So before that, this is a multiplayer, and this is a raycasting thing. So we have a player, which is a completely different thing. So it has a position, control, velocity. By the way, this control velocity is kind of a temporary vector. It's kind of a temporary vector, so we probably want to remove that. Before I go and refactor this entire thing, I think I want to commit everything, but I don't want to commit it right into the master. So I think I'm going to create a separate branch. Let's actually call it multiplayer. Right? So this is a multiplayer. Right. So, and let me just commit whatever we have already, right? Because we brought in a lot of code. We brought in 1,657 lines of code and deleted 5 lines of code, right? So that's what we did. So we brought a lot of code in here. Right, so bring in the code from this thing, right? So we brought it in. Okay, so maybe, yeah, now it fits perfectly. And now I'm going to push that right into the repo, hopefully. So we're pushing that. Do we push that into the right thing? I'm actually not sure. Let me see. So origin is the GitHub. Okay, so we're pushing everything into the GitHub. I'm really happy to see that. All right, so in the game MTS, control velocity, I think it's a temporary vector. It shouldn't be in here, I think. I think I want to remove that. So let me actually try to remove this entire thing. Okay, so it's already, yeah, it complains in here, right? So let's remove that. And let's jump to the next thing. Okay, so here we just set the control velocity to 0. We can actually maybe even do something like this. Create new vector. And if you don't provide any parameters in here, you basically set it both of them to 0, right? So the default arguments here are 0. So, and I suppose in here we kind of want to replace this player control velocity to the one that is not prefixed with player. Let's try to fucking do that. So, and that's it. So any other errors in here? There is no more errors, which is kind of cool. Let's try to, first of all, let me try to do npm run build just to make sure that it builds correctly and everything. Come on, you can do that. I believe in you. Okay, so that seems to be working. That seems to be working. So I removed a little bit of a code. I removed a little bit of the code. Okay, so let me now commit this entire thing. So I'm gonna say game remove control velocity. It's a temporary vector that only stays on the way of a proper integration with the multiplayer code, right? So, and let me actually push that right into the repo. Okay, so we got some subs. Let me acknowledge them super quick. So thank you so much, Glitched Out, for tier 1 subscription with the message Tsodin feels. Tsodin feels indeed. I do agree with that sentiment. Duality for why? I hope I'm pronouncing them correctly. Thank you so much for tier 1 with the message hi. Hello. Anonymous Gifter gifted 1 month tier sub to GDS coach cautions. Thank you so much for gifting the subs. So Tsodin generally likes to write his own code, says Valseki in the chat. I'm actually out of the loop with what chat is constantly talking about, but yeah. So I do generally prefer to write my own code because I do have control over that. Oh, people are talking about protobufs. It's like yet another, Tsodin, why are you writing simple code? Why don't you just use this overloaded library? Well, stop writing simple code. it's that case again, right? So, because I don't read the chat, so did I guess it correctly? It's one of these cases again, right? So did I guess it correctly? I suppose, right? So it's one of these cases. Anyway, let's continue. Writing simple code. It's one of these cases. I see. Classic, goddamn freaking classic. Tsodin, stop writing simple code. Use this shitty overloaded library. Use this library Google invented to solve their overbloated problems. Why don't you use that, Tsodin? Why? I'm so sorry. All right. So what do we have in here? So we need to have the players. So maybe even the game. So this is the player. This is the scene. I suppose so this is the client side, right? So this is the client side. So that means we probably, yeah, we need to keep track of all of the players, right? So that means we kind of need to have like a players, which is a map. And if we take a look at the client of multiplayer thingy, client MTS, yeah, it has to be a mapping from a number to a player, right? From a number to a player. And this is more like me, but I'm not going to be renaming it to me because it will prompt renaming in the entirety of the source code, right? So I'm going to put to do rename player, maybe game player to game me, right? Like in multiplayer prototype, right? Like a multiplayer prototype. So, but I feel like we have to bring that player to something else. Like, for example, yeah, moving forward, moving backward is one of the things we want to have in here. We already have entities, right? And we have an enemy. I feel like we need to get rid of this stuff. We kind of need to get rid of this stuff. Yeah, so I introduced scale and Z because I want you to make jumping thingy, right? So in array casting. So if I go here, you'll be able to see that if I didn't recompile stuff. Yeah. So this is the only reason I introduced Z and scale, but I feel like we don't need that stuff anymore, right? So I feel like we don't need that stuff anymore because it kind of stays in the way of the integration and everything. Right, so what I'm going to do in here is I'm going to remove that, straight up fucking remove that. Right, so render enemy, let's remove that as well. So we do need to remove things. So let's actually go to the next error. Okay, you can do that. It's waiting for something. Okay. Okay, so it's here, it wants to, this returns the game. And in a game, we have this map of players. Okay, so let's have players in here, and this is going to be players new map from this to player like so. Right, from this to player like so. Okay, that's cool. Any other errors we have in here? So this is just a warning because we didn't use that. So we're trying to render enemies. Let's not render enemies anymore. We don't have to render them. We don't need any of that stuff anymore. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So next error. All right, there's no errors anymore. And if I open this entire thing, it didn't recompile things. So let's rebuild this entire stuff. So that should get rid of these jumping enemies. We need to get rid of them because they stay in the way of integration, right? So they stay in the way of progress. So we need to kill them. We need to murder them because they stay on the way of progress. Right, they're gone. They're gone. Sorry. That had to be done. That just had to be done for the sake of progress, for the sake of integration. We had to kill all of them. The entire family. I'm sorry. Sometimes it is like that. Sometimes it is like that. But there will be more in the future. In their place, we'll have even more interesting, more diverse entities. How about that? How about that? So anyways, stream full of violence. Anyways, let's see what we have in here. So this is the player. And maybe, do I even need entity anymore? Do I even need the notion of entity? So I needed the notion of an entity to sort of separate the enemies that were jumping in there and the player as myself player thingy. So I have a feeling that maybe we don't need this notion of this entity anymore. Yeah, I think we don't need that. So let me actually go, yeah, sprite angle. So this is player. Both of them are player. Right, so this is the players. This is more like a camera. Right, so in the player, what do we even need in here? Okay, so we can actually only accept camera position. Let's call it camera position. So it's going to be vector 2. Right, so camera position. So this is the camera position. And in entity, what do we have? We have entity direction and entity position. Okay, so that makes sense, right? So we're going to be passing it like that. All right. So that seems to be solving the problem. So next error. And yeah, so we quite easily remove the entire thing. Okay, that's actually cool. Right, so and if I try to rebuild the entire stuff, I suppose everything is going to be working correctly. Right, so I'm being very cautious because I don't want to accidentally break something and then spend a lot of time debugging that. Okay, so that seems to be all right. Everything seems to be Gucci, everything seems to be Tamaguchi. So yeah, let's go ahead and commit whatever we have. Right, so I'm gonna say game get rid of enemy and entity interfaces. They all are player now. They all are player now, and I'm going to push that right into the repo, right into the multiplayer branch. Okay, so let me see. We have the player. I want to maybe refactor more things in here. I'm not really sure if FOV left and FOV right branch. Okay, stop making fun of my pronunciation, okay? I don't speak English, right? So yeah, you have advantage in here. You in chat just type things. You don't have to think about pronunciation. I want to hear your pronunciation. Anyways, so FOV left, it's only for the camera. That's the thing, right? So if we're gonna be keeping track, if we're gonna be using this specific structure to keep track of other players out there, FOV left and FOV right doesn't make any fucking sense to actually keep in here. You know what is FOV right and FOV left and stuff like that? Right, so it's basically the 2 points. Let me actually start the my pain thingy. So let me see. So here's your position. So this is your position. And then you have like a FOV, like you have this FOV cone. And this is FOV left and this is FOV right. Like it's basically 2D points in a space that we use to actually map things and shoot rays and stuff like that. Right, so it has no place in the player itself, right? If we're going to be using it to keep track of other players, why the fuck this thing is in here? I don't really understand like what the fuck is going on. So I think I need to learn like where do we even use them? And if I'm going to be extracting all of that, maybe I should extract it into something like interface camera, right? So maybe I should do it here. Right, so let me put like underscore in here. So, and let's see. Okay, so we are creating these points in create player. Okay, fair enough. And then what are the other places? So we actually do that in 8 different places. So we have 8 errors in here. So let's go into the next error. So in here, so this is rendering of the minimap that we don't really use anymore. But I mean, we'll have to fix it anyway. So we render this FOV. Okay, so that makes sense. Where is it set though? Where is it set? I should have actually not done it like that. So I don't really need to run it or compile it or anything. Okay, so next error. Okay, so when we're rendering the walls, we're using that. That makes sense. What's the next thing? When we're rendering the floor and ceiling, that also makes sense. So that's what we're using. But where do we set that? Okay, so when we call and sort sprites, we also use that. Again, that makes a lot of sense. And also here, sure. So this is where we do that. This is where we set it. We set it in update player. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. So we just set it in update player. Okay. So if I'm going to be extracting that into camera, do I have to? Yeah, so the camera should have the position of the camera and also the direction of the camera, and we'll have to synchronize these 2 things with the position and direction of one of the players. I guess that's one of the things we'll have to do. All right, so I guess, yeah, we need to spend some time to factor out the notion of the camera out of the player. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Because we want to use this structure to track all of the players, right? So, and on the client side, not every player has a camera. There's only one camera. So for the camera data being inside of the player structure, it doesn't make any fucking sense. It just doesn't make any fucking sense. Do you agree with me, chat? Chat, do you fucking agree with me? Stop talking about my laptop. I'm sorry. Anyway, maybe I should make a break already. So anyway, so let's actually replace this entire thing, and yeah, I need to do a little bit of a refucky wucky. What did I just say? You agree? Okay, so I'm really glad to hear that. I'm really glad to fucking hear that, mate. Fucking hear that, mate. So let's factor out the camera scheiße. Do we even have the notion of the camera? We don't. So interface player. All right. Interface camera. Let's go. So we're going to have le position, le direction, and obviously FOV left, FOV right, and so on and so forth. So we did a factoring out, so now everything is broken. Let's go ahead and fix all of the compilation errors. So when we create a player, we don't have to do any of that scheiße, which is obvious, okay? Next error, when I'm rendering the minimap, I'm trying to use FOV from the player. That doesn't fucking work. This is because we need to render the camera. So let's actually say that we're accepting the camera along with the current player in here. So I really don't like that the position of the camera is kind of separated from the position of the player, but I mean, this is basically what's happening in any freaking game. The camera and the player are separate entity in any freaking game, right? So, and you always synchronize the position with the camera with the position of the player. I don't know why I'm being irritated by that. I don't freaking know. Program it, but I ask chat every time I about to do something. That sounds horrible. So it's a recipe for disaster, honestly. I mean, I do ask chat, but I pretend that I listen, right? So, but I don't actually listen to the chat because you don't want to listen to the chat, honestly. If you want to get something done, you better not fucking listen to the chat. But at the same time, you don't want to offend the chat, so you kind of pretend that you're listening and caring about their opinion and stuff like that. You know what I'm talking about, chat? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so... right, so let's actually go and try to fix all that. So here we are rendering what? We are rendering like FOV shices. So, okay. Now here we have, yeah, so maybe I can just do like a camera in here, and that's enough. So this is FOV of the camera, and when I'm rendering some other stuff, so minimap sprites, honestly, when I'm rendering the player, so where is the player? So here's the position of the player, then I'm rendering the player. Yeah, whatever. So let's continue. So where are the rest of the errors in here? Okay, that's pretty cool. Do I even need to... Okay, this one is interesting. When I'm rendering things, I probably don't even have to accept the player anymore. I can just accept the camera. Huh. So camera. And I'm gonna query replace player with the camera. Yeah, so it has a direction, it has a FOV, stuff like that. Yeah, so now all of the renderers, they only need to accept the camera. They don't give a fuck about the player, honestly. Yeah, so it's all fucking coming together. Right. It's all fucking coming together. So when I'm rendering, so I also don't have to accept the player, it's a camera. It's not a player that allows us to render things, it's the camera. Right, so and in here I'm gonna query replace the player with the camera. Boom. Alright, next error. Okay, so when we call and sort sprites, again, the camera. Camera, and query replace player and the camera. Boom. Cool. Next error. Aha! There you go. Updating the player. So we're setting FOV and stuff like that. So what we want to do in here, we kind of want to synchronize the direction and the position of the player with the direction and position of the camera. So that's one of the things we want to do. We want to accept the camera, right? So camera. So we accept the camera, and in the camera we take the position and we copy the position of the player. Then we take the direction and we copy the direction of the player, like so. And in here we can even replace now player with the camera, and that works out. Hopefully that works out. Okay, so what's the next error in here? So this one is fine. Okay, this is very cool. So when we're rendering the game, so we update the player, but we also have to specify the camera. So where do we get the camera? Game should have the camera, I think. Camera. Okay, so, and that means in here, I pass the game camera. All right. So, and all these things, they used to pass player, but now what we have to do, we have to pass the camera. We're passing the camera. And in the render minimap, in a render minimap, we also pass the camera before the player in here, right? So this is the camera. And we don't really use render minimap. Maybe at some point I'm going to remove it, but it's useful sometimes when I need to debug something. So I'm going to keep it in here. Right, so what's the next error in here? And okay, so when we're creating the player and shit like the game and shit like that, we also need to create the camera. Let's go ahead and do that. So I can do something like const camera, right? So, and let's just create a camera. So this is the camera, and the camera has these nuts. Create game. So we pass this stuff in here. So this is position, which should become just a new vector. So I still have to use colon here. So direction, yeah, so it's going to be just 0. Let me quickly replace semicolon with comma. Right, so, and then here is just a new vector, and this is a new vector. There we go. And here we have just a camera, and that's it. So I think I actually fixed all of the errors in here. I'm not... Yeah, so I fixed all the errors. Look at that. Look at that. We factored out the notion of the goddamn camera, right? So now we have player as a separate entity and the camera as a separate entity, right? Because you can have several players, but you can only have one camera, right? And through that camera, you can see other players. Right. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, my friend. Okay, let's try to recompile this thing and see if we didn't break any Scheiße. If we didn't break any Scheiße. Okay, alright. So let's actually refresh the whole shot. And it seems to be working. I wanna check one thing. So update player. If in update player, I simply do not synchronize the position and the direction of the camera, it should stop letting me controlling the whole thing. So I'm gonna just quickly rebuild all that. I'm gonna quickly rebuild all that. All right, and I'm gonna refresh the whole thing, and yeah, it's not synchronizing. I can't control it. I'm just like trying to... Oh, that's actually super funny. Do you see that shit? Oh my god, this is so funny. Can you... right, so I'm gonna actually... Somebody throwing bombs from there. This is me. Me is standing there, but the position of the camera is at 0, 0 and looking at 0, because it was never actually synchronized. So we can actually see ourselves, but we can't see ourselves because we don't render ourselves. So the bombs are, so everything is working like, you know, as expected, right? So, and this is precisely what I was trying to achieve. I was trying to see that I understand the code correctly, if the code does what it needs to do. All right, so that means now if we synchronize this entire stuff, it's going to be fine. We can't see Scheiße. Failing as expected, exactly. This is actually a legit way to test things, right? So you break something and see if that thing breaks in an expected way. I think it's a valid way to test stuff, right? Especially if you refactored something that is that can break something and it just works first try. Maybe you didn't recompile or anything like that. It's yeah, kind of negative test, yeah. Yeah, I think it's fine. Now we synchronize and everything. All right, that's pretty cool. We can now do a committee, and maybe even potentially a pushy. A pushin. The cat pushing. All right, so game, factor out camera. I'm really streaming for 1 hour, and you know, chat, I would like to make a small break. Because look at this shit. Look, do you see anything? Exactly, there's nothing in there. I need to refill my tea. So let's make some break and okay, we're back. So let me see what we need to do now. So I feel like now we need to think how we're going to share the state of the game. Right, so because we need to share the state of the game between the client and the server, right? And on the client, as you can see, we have assets and stuff like that. But to maintain the state on a server, we don't really care about the assets, like we don't need the images and stuff like that. So obviously, there is some state of the game that is shared between the client and the server, and there is some state of the game that is purely the client-side part, like for example the specific images and stuff like that. And for instance, we also have the particle effects, right? So have you noticed you can have particles and stuff, and obviously keeping track of the particle positions on a server is kind of a dumb idea. Like there's too many particles and their exact position is not really important for the gameplay. So I think particles are going to be also purely client-side, I think. Probably like in Minecraft, right? So I think in Minecraft the particle effects are purely client-side thing and the server has nothing to do with the particles, right? So because you can kind of disable the particles on the client and it's just like it doesn't matter, right? So because they're purely like a cosmetic thing. They're purely cosmetic things, so the server doesn't need to be concerned with them. So it sends only the source. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. So you only need the source, and the rest of it is just like, and different clients kind of see the particles differently, specific particles differently, but as overall effect, it looks the same. Right. Allows my client and add transparency walls. Fair. So, and in here we have the scene, which is a map, right? So it specifies where you can have walls and stuff like that, right? So it actually encodes like positions of these walls and everything. And the problem with this scene is that it's an array of tiles, and tiles are either RGBA or image data. So the state of the map explicitly stores the images, which kind of prevents us from sharing that scene between the client and the server, so it's not particularly convenient. So honestly, I would prefer that instead of images, that we literally pass an image in here, I would prefer that instead of images we had enumerations, right? For example, this tile is empty, this tile is a wall, or this tile is a different kind of wall, right? So, and this kind of state is kind of easy to share between the client and the server. So this is another thing that we'll probably have to refactor, I think. This is another thing that we'll probably have to refactor. So right now we don't really have that many kinds of walls, right? So we only have no wall and wall, which means that we probably want to just store Boolean in here, right? So yeah, I guess that makes sense, right? So in the future, as we add more kinds of walls, we're going to extend that to enumeration and stuff like that. So level data as an array of bits, yeah, exactly. I'm gonna let V8 engine to do that for me, hopefully. I don't know if it will actually do that, but maybe. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little bit of refactoring like this. So I'm setting it to Boolean, and let's go through the compilation errors. So let me actually double check that I already committed everything. Okay. So a row, what the fuck is a row? We iterate in the walls, and walls is an array of tiles. Let's say that this is gonna be the Boolean. Okay, so here we're pushing null, so this is the default value. So essentially, yeah, so this thing allows us to specify rows unfinished, and if you didn't finish the row, it will pad it with some default value, which used to be null, but in our case I suppose we'll have to say false, which is going to be no wall. Right, next error. So scene get tile. Okay, so this thing gives you a specific tile, or it says that there is no tile in there. I suppose, so it also returns undefined, indicating that there is nothing in there. So there is a little bit of a semantic thing in here, right? So false or true means that you either have wall or not. Undefined means you are outside, you're out of bounds. I have a feeling we didn't do that unintentionally. Double negation. Right, we didn't do that unintentionally. I think we literally use it somewhere. Right, so where do we use it? Yeah, there we go. So this is where we use that. So I think I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna say Boolean or undefined, where undefined indicates that you know, we're out of bounds. Though here, look at that. So seen as a wall, right? If we always return false in case of null or undefined. Maybe we can actually get rid of that. So is there any places? So if it's that, so that's another one. You know what? I think we can just make it Boolean. All right, and if you outside of the bounds of the scene, we just return false. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's fair. All right, so here, let's actually get the next thing. All right, so this is rendering of the minimap, and now this thing just returns true or false. So I suppose one of the things we can do, we can simply check if there is something in there, just render, I don't know, blue tile, right, blue tile. We don't really use minimaps anymore anyway, so we can just do whatever. So what's the next thing? Rendering of the walls. Okay, this one is interesting. There's a lot of useful code in here, right? So if you're trying to render the wall as solid color, you do one thing. If you're trying to render it as an image, you do another thing. And I kind of don't want to remove that. This is a very useful logic. I honestly would like to maybe move this entire thing to a separate function somehow and like factor it out, so then I can specify what I can use instead of cell. So let me quickly do that. I think I can do that. Can I just select the whole thing in here? All right, and I want to, yeah, I want to have function, but I don't know how to call that. So let's call it something like to do give name. Right. So this is the function that we're going to be calling. We're going to be calling function to do give name, like this, and I'm going to just put this thing in here. So look, mom, I refactoring. So, and in here, we accept cell, right? So I'm really glad that I'm using TypeScript, because I can just grab chunks of code and it automatically tells me, without even running the code, what kind of things I have to supply in here. So I can instantly see that I have to supply the display, for instance, right? So I have to put display in here. And also I have to put a cell, and cell used to be a tile, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so we have to supply X in here. Let me take a look. What was X? Okay, X. Oh, I see. So this thing renders walls, and what it does for the entirety, it basically iterates each and individual column of the screen. That's what it does. And for each individual column, it shoots the ray. And here we're passing the basically X position of that column, right? So, and it kind of makes sense to actually have a separate function that allows you to render that column. Yeah, I think, okay, so basically we can call it something like render column of the wall. Yeah, render column of wall, right? We specify like what exactly we're rendering at the solid color of the image, and we'll also specify the X position of the column. Okay, so that's actually very cool. It kind of helps us to figure out like the name of this thing. So render column of wall. All right, that's pretty cool. Maybe that should be sort of like a lesson that I should learn. If you don't know how to call a function, just don't give it any fucking name until you figure it out. That's a very interesting lesson, actually, right? Because I kind of want you to factor out the chunk of code to a separate function, but it's such an abstract piece of code. Like, I didn't know how to call that piece of code. I just like factor it out, and as I work on fixing compilation errors, maybe the name will appear. So now I kind of know how to call these things, so I think it makes sense. Anyways, so render column of the wall, and all right, so what about P and C variables? We'll get to that. So P is this. Oh, it's a position of the ray. So when you shoot a ray to a certain column, it hits something, and P is the position of what it hit. Right, so it's the position of what it hit. So, and we're just going until we hit something. And we also actually stopped at certain clipping plane always. Right, so that's what we usually do. We stop at certain clipping plane. Right, so, and let me maybe pass it in here. So that's what it is. This is where, maybe we should actually shoot, nah, it actually very much depends. Yeah, so we should pass it in there. We should pass it in there. So this is going to be p vector like this. Maybe call it heat position. I mean, dude, stop backshading, right? So we are refactoring the code. I'm just restructuring the code. It's easy to think about names of the variables. It's hard to restructure the code and make it more malleable. All right. Okay, so what else do we have in here? So C. Okay, so C is this specific heating cell, right? So, okay. So we heat this thing. So where is that? So array heat this thing. Array heat this thing, and this is P. So C, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be this thing, right? It gives us the actual sort of like a discrete integer coordinates of the specific cell that we have in here. That's what it is. Which kind of means that maybe we don't even need to pass it because we can simply compute it in there. Is it needed? It's actually needed to have this thing, right? So, and where do we use that C? Where that C is used? That C is used to do this. Okay, so let's actually pass it then. Let's actually pass it then. I think it's gonna be fine. C vector 2. C vector 2, and that's it. So there's no compilation errors within that function. Right, there's no compilation within that function. So let's go ahead and try to call this function now. All right. So we're passing display. We pass in cell, we pass in X, P, and C. All right. So, but C now, that's a very interesting point. C now is a Boolean. So essentially, if you do have a wall, you just have to render the sprite of the wall. You just have to render the sprite of the wall, but you don't have a sprite of the wall. So essentially what we have to do, we have to probably accept the assets in here. So accept the assets, and just in the assets use the wall image data. But we don't have the wall image data in assets yet because we stored the image of the wall within the scene. So we never needed that before. That makes a lot of sense. So now we have to add the wall image data. Right, so let's add the wall image data. All right, so, and that's basically what we're doing here, right? So factor it out. Scene now contains only booleans. If we encounter something in here, we are rendering one of these things. Obviously, it is broken in other places. Yeah. Probably where we render walls and stuff like that, but let's go to the next error and see. Oh, okay, this one is easy to fix actually, right? Because wall, null is now false, is the lack of the wall. All right, so null, false, boom, easy. So that's why we have so many errors. And wall is true, boom, easy. Yeah, it's not very easy to see visually where the walls are, but we can kind of highlight them. So that's one thing we know. So, and yeah, majority of the errors were that. So now we have only 2 errors. Okay, so what's the next error in here? Assets. Okay, so assets. Yeah, there we go. So we just didn't provide the wall image data. So what's called wall image data, and we have to put it in here. Wall image data. All right. So do we have any other errors? No. Okay, render walls. Render walls, you have to specify the assets. So that means here I have to say, okay, game assets. All right. Any other errors? That's it, actually. Look at that. I think we refactored that. Holy shit. Replace Boolean with 1 and 0. I wonder if that will, you know, compile even. Will it automatically? What if I just say, could replace true with 1? Nah, you see, I need to do conversion, right? So I need to do conversion. right? I could just accept number instead, but that means I have to at runtime check that it's not something else. In the future, we're gonna replace it with enumerations. There will be an entire enumeration. We're gonna have different kinds of walls and stuff like that. The 45 hours scared the shit out of me. I kind of didn't get scared because I have a lot of experience in software development, right? I know that a lot of errors could be actually originating from one single error. And quite often you have a situation when you just fix like one semicolon and thousands of errors go away. I kind of got used to that. So the thing you want to do, you want to first look at the first error, right? So the amount of errors that you have after compilation doesn't really tell you how much work you have to do. It just tells you how many errors you have, but it's not equal to the amount of work you have to do. C vibes, maybe. It's more like C++ vibes, right? So it usually have this kind of situations in C++, rarely in C, honestly. But sometimes maybe you do, especially if you include headers and some shit like that. Anyways. 100 errors, all 4 is undefined. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so everything seems to be compiled, right? So everything seems to be compiled. Let's actually try to full compilation, proper compilation. All right, so if I refresh the whole thing, oh shit, oh fuck, something got broken. We actually broke something. What the fuck? Yep. Interesting. So empty. And what's funny is that I can't even move. Like I'm trying to move around. Something got really fucking broken. Okay, let me see. The wall hack. Yeah, exactly. I didn't think I made any like severe mistakes. So, and there is no errors in the console either. Huh. More FPS. Yeah, so less walls, more FPS. Okay, let's take a look at what we have in here. So this is a boolean. So maybe something in here happens? Nah, not really. Render column of wall. So it's probably somewhere here. I swear to God. I swear to God it happens somewhere here. Right, and if you have the wall, you render the wall. Wall image data. So we just do that. I don't see any error, honestly. I don't see any error. Instance, you think so? Instance of RGBA, but this is a tile. This is a good point, actually. Right, so instance of image data instead of boolean. But cell is a tile, which is RGBA or image data. And when we call to this thing, oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Instance of image data. Right, maybe there are some places where it is the case. Maybe there are some places it is the case. So this is the image. That's understandable. No, I didn't think so. Null was replaced with true in the array. No, it wasn't. What the hell are you talking about? No, it wasn't. What the fuck are you talking about? No, stop trolling. Don't troll. No. So I don't see the problem. I don't even know how to troubleshoot that because it's just like there's not that much code, honestly. In the pad, it's like stop troll. If it's not true, I'm gonna freaking time you out. No. So yeah. Where do you see, dude? Timed out. Literally timed out. 1 hour. Alright, so what do we have in here? It says false, like literally trolling. Like another one of this and you banned, seriously. Okay. Trolling TF, yeah. I don't fucking see what's the problem. Alright, so if I do it like that, Okay, if I do it like that, and okay, so that seems to be working. I don't understand why it doesn't move. Like, floor and ceiling doesn't even move. That's the problem with this thing. Right, because I would at least expect it to move, because if I bring it back, right, I'm bringing it back, ceiling and floor don't move at all. They don't move. So that's what bizarre in here. Yeah, so I'm moving, like, I can only rotate, but I can't move forward or backward. So it's bizarre. It is absolutely bizarre, and I really don't understand what the fuck. So when I'm rendering this thing, okay, so what is that? What is that called? Render floor and ceiling. What the fuck? I never touched code related to floor and ceiling. It broke in a completely unexpected place, right? So what is going on? What is going on, honestly? All right, so what if I pass this? The bug doesn't make any sense. That's the problem. Bug doesn't make any sense. Like, if I can't just render the walls, I would have at least be able to move around, and the floor and ceiling would also move around. But it kind of doesn't do that anymore. Okay, so I'm always rendering the walls. That makes sense. Okay, so that actually makes sense. So is that something with the scene get title, right? So if it doesn't contain, it's false. Right, so that's kind of bizarre. Maybe, what if I set, right, if C, let's put it this way, Cx equal to 0 and Cy equal to 0, right? So we can kind of put this thing in here, right? So let's put it in here. So at the position 0, 0, always render the wall. At that specific position, always render the wall. This is something dumb. Like, bruh. Alright. It doesn't render anything. Ooh. I've never seen anything like that. It doesn't make any fucking sense. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Wait. What the fuck is going on? It's just like, this is absolutely bizarre. Like, wait a fucking second. If I made a mistake somewhere, at least the error would make sense. It doesn't make sense. I swear to God, if it's some sort of a fuckiness of JavaScript, like I swear to God, this must be some sort of fuckiness of JavaScript. Right, so in here, okay, so let's actually do cell, right, and this cell, I barely changed anything. That's the thing. I fucking barely changed anything, didn't I? I'm pretty sure I barely changed things. Alright. So I can't make sense of what I see on the screen, like, that's the problem. Alright, now I barely changed the code, dude! How people do web development daily? This is so fucking bad. Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. Wait. It must be something in here, maybe. So, did I fucked up some stuff in here? Camera... I didn't touch the camera. That's what I'm talking about. I didn't touch any of the thing that just broke. It's just like, yeah, exactly. One function was returning undefined, if I recall correctly. This is a good one. Okay, what if I bring it back? This is the function that was returning undefined. But I looked at all of the places where it was doing that, and I didn't think it was a problem. Yeah, so for example here, if it just returned undefined, like it's not that big of a deal. Maybe I'm just misreading what I'm having in here. Though scene contains the boolean, or it doesn't contain. Okay, so let's actually just bring in define in here. Check scene is a wall. It is true or false. I don't know. Okay, that's better at least. And at least I can. That was it actually. That was it. So let me see. Scene get. Okay, so if you get that, it's not null. Ah, so scene is wall is either true and ooh, I'm actually I got myself into a pretty nasty like a logic thing. False is not null and not undefined. Yeah. Scene get tile. Okay, let's actually say false. Scene get tile. Is it a wall? Like, I mean, we probably need to just return C in that case. That's what we probably want to do in here. Yeah. So, and this one is gonna be boolean. So that should probably fix the problem. That's a goddamn JavaScript. I'm gonna be blaming JavaScript on that one. All right. This is weird. This is weird. But overall, I guess it's fine. So this is basically on array casting. Right, so this is, we reached the end of the array casting. Now undefined is missing, yeah, I know. But at least like we have this thing. We have this thing. So scene is a wall, right? And let me see in here. So if a scene does not contain scene does not contain, it returns false, which means that it should be true. I'm not really sure why it wants to render. Maybe it's something with how I render things. So render wall. So we render the walls. This is because I probably always render everything. Yeah. We want to get rid of. Wait, if I always render everything. All right. Probably need to do that. Need to do that. All right. JS is hard. JS is dumb. There we go. We did it. We did it, chat. We fucking did it, mates. We fucking did it. 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 Anyway, so yep. So that's pretty cool. We factored it out. We refactored it, I would have been saying. So render walls, now it's this kind of thing. Yeah, so that means when I create a game, right, so there's some stuff that is purely client, which is assets, right, so it's going to be entirely on the client. Scene is a server-side thing. It's not even server-side, it's shared between the client and the server. The position of the player is like totally fine. The items is also the thing that is shared between the client and the server. Right, bombs, particles, players, and stuff like that. So I would first of all, let me actually go ahead and commit whatever we have already. Right, so it's quite important. Right. It is in fact quite important, quite importante. Right, so game. So make scene store booleans instead of tiles. This makes it easier to share it between client and server code because the server should not be concerned with images, right? And let's actually push that right into the repo. Committee indeed. Just in case, maybe check if there's left any other undefined. I don't think so, but sure. So sing get floor. Okay, so this is related to the floor. That's totally fine. No, there's nothing. I don't think. So there is a crop position. This is completely different. No, there's nothing. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's fair. That's fair. Just in case, because we have like it's actually less than 1,000 lines of code, but nonetheless. So if I find all the files with the name of MTS, right, and how many of such? Well, okay. So can I do something like max depth 1, or is it just depth, or is it just space 1? Yeah, right. And then I'm gonna exec like this, and I'm gonna basically, you know what I could do? I could have just like cut MTS and just like WCL. Yeah, 2,107 lines of code of TypeScript. This is the like project combined raycasting and multiplayer code. So 2,000 lines of TypeScript. So very small project. Very small project. Not even 10K. I kind of used to work with projects that are 10K. At least these days, I used to work with project like with 6 million lines of code, but that was a Java project, so it doesn't count, right? So I would say that Java lines of code are kind of artificially inflated. So try to work with the 6 million of C code. So that's actually much harder, I think, because it's a much denser language than Java. I want you to know what T that is. It's like, I don't know. It's just like it on the packaging. It said that it's like a Ceylon tea, just like regular Indian black tea, but not really Indian. But I mean, I don't remember. It's just like a black tea. Come on. I don't remember which one it is. It's just like a regular black tea that you can buy in a store. It's not even a fancy one. No, it's not Lipton. It's definitely not Lipton. It's a local brand. Anyways, so let me see. So now we can take a look at the state of the game. Interface game. So what should be part of the of the server? Scene, items, bombs. I didn't think so, but actually I just realized that probably throwing bombs is not going to be achieved today. Raycasting game has a lot of functionality that the networking code does not support, so we're probably not going to be having it today, that's for sure. So what we're going to be storing on the server, I think, is the scene, which is just an array of booleans, right? Items, which is just an array of, you know, there's an item kind and position of the item. That makes sense. So visible sprites, I don't really know what the fuck is visible sprites. What the fuck is a visible sprites? I suppose visible sprites are the ones, yeah, it's the ones that after calling, right. So interface game. So this is on the client, right? So this is a client side, shared, right? Client side only. Shared items, sprite pool, it's for rendering. So both of these things are for rendering sprites. Particles, definitely client side only, and assets, definitely client side only. So we're only going to be sharing scene and items, and potentially bombs, but it will require additional changes to the protocol, which I don't really want to undertake right now. So I think it's too much. I think it is too much. So if I take a look at the common code that is going to be shared between these two things, what exactly are we sharing? So right now, actually, we're sharing just the player, position of the player. And the player is actually dramatically different than the one that we have. Okay, so as you can see, player has X and Y position. It has a moving mask. It can move in 4 directions. And I think this is the point where it kind of breaks. If you take a look at the interface player, yeah. So you can only move forward and backward, but in a multiplayer game, you can only move in 4 directions, but here we can only move in 2 directions. And the reason why we can move in 2 directions because it's compensated by turning left and right. So basically bringing this kind of player into the multiplayer will prompt a pretty huge refactoring right now. So I'm not sure if I want to, we'll have to undertake it at some point, but I think it's too much right now. So another thing, so interface game. I think players also going to be shared. That is basically shared state in here. Right. So you have scene, which is walls and stuff like that. You have items. You have players, right? So yeah, players have position and everything. And you have bombs, but we're not gonna go there yet. So what changes did I accidentally make in here? I feel like maybe we should start with replacing the like the player that we had before with the new player. I think that's the big refactoring that we should undertake right now. Walls don't need to be shared. They need to be shared. There is no argument in here. Because I said so. So we're already streaming for 2 hours. Do I want to undertake such a huge refactoring? Because, all right, if I'm going to undertake such a huge refactoring, I need a way to test my changes. Right now, I don't really have a way to test my changes, which is kind of sad. So, yeah. Maybe I should just YOLO that. And introduce new changes. So here, as you can see, I have direction, which is left, right, up, and down. I'll have to remove some of these things in here, right? So instead of left and right, we're going to be just having like a forward and backward. And we're also going to have rotation, which is going to be rotating clockwise, maybe left or right. Unit and integration test time. It's not going to be worth it. It's not going to solve any of the problems. I'm going to change the definition of the player. So that will change the definition of the protocol, which will require changing the code on the server that we have already right now, and the code on the client. I'm just afraid that it's going to be just simply too much. All right. Enum NTS is so bad. It actually fits perfectly into what we're trying to do in here. So if it's bad, maybe you're just not doing anything complicated that we do. Which is fine. Not everyone needs to do complicated things. Some people can just, you know, make simple web pages in React. That's totally fine. So I think we just should just YOLO it. I think we should just use it. But honestly, what I think, we need to be able to switch between the multiplayer project and the raycasting project. And so I'm gonna, yeah, I think I can find a way to test the changes that I'm about to make. Right, I think I can. That just means I need to have two index HTMLs. Right, so there's a first index HTML that opens raycasting game, and I need a second one. Right, so which is going to be from the multiplayer game. Right, so multiplayer thingy, so index HTML. Right, so I'm gonna copy paste it in here. So Ctrl H, what do you want actually? Can I just copy paste it as multiplayer HTML? Yeah. So now I had some things in here. What if I just open multiplayer HTML? Okay, that worked. Okay, so I can have both projects simultaneously. This is perfect. This is fucking perfect. This is fucking perfect. All right, that's actually super cool. So that means I can slowly bring changes. Yes, that's cool. That's really fucking cool. All right, so let's go ahead and start making changes. All right, so this is going to be common MTS. So at any point I can switch between the multiplayer one and the raycasting one, and that will allow me to test things. So we need to, for the player, we need to kind of introduce a new state for the player, right? So where is the player? Oh, one of the things we can do, like easy low-hanging fruit right now, is just fucking replace X and Y with vector, so with position. So vector 2. I think that's one thing we can do, right? So, and if I try to compile this entire thing, so it's going to be npm run build. So that's one thing we can do. Okay, and it is complaining. I'm actually quite surprised it doesn't complain in here. Oh, it does in fact complain in here, so that's pretty cool. Well, what the fuck are you saying? Like, why are you complaining about that? It's just unused. It's declared, but who fucking cares? Alright, so this is what we have in here. So player X and Y. Okay, so here we just have to have a position. Man, I hate that it just compiles. Why the fuck you're just compiling, motherfucker? So if I have a vector... Ah, this is because I already have a vector. That's fine. Alright. So, yeah. I don't have a vector 2. So let's replace it with the one that we have in here. Right, so let's import everything as... actually, we can just import vector 2 from vector mjs. Is it working? Is it working? I think it is. Is that it? Looks like it did. Looks like it's it. All right. So what else do we have in here? Is it broken in anywhere else? I hope it is. Oh right, perfect. Okay, so it's broken in the client. Client MTS. All right. So let's go to the next error. Okay, X and Y. So here. So we're working with the multiplayer code. We receive verify struct, and essentially what we have to do, we have to create the position in here. Okay, so here's the position, and this is the new vector 2, like this. So this is X, and this is Y. Looks kind of ugly, right? And we don't have a vector in here. So let's go ahead and just like import vector. Vector 2 from vector. So it's kind of common thing. Maybe at some point we can even move vector to common, right? So because it is shared between, you know, clients and server, but we'll do that later. All right. So what else do we have in here? In the next error, vector2, it doesn't like something. Bruh. What you don't like? What you don't like in here, bruh? Okay, so let me see what's going on. Cannot be used because, well, it was imported. Yeah, okay, that's fine, everything's fine, chats. All right, so and in here is just a position. All right, cool. Next error. So this one, yeah, we have to do a position new vector2. Can I just like do something like this because it's too much, and then replace that stuff in here, x and y. There we go. Fucking work already. Oh, this is because it's a freaking comma, bruv. It's fucking comma, bruv. Okay, so what's the next one? All right, so this one is a position. All right. Next error. Position. Position. Oh, position. So this one is also position. Also position. And also position. Right, so cool. Next error. We fixed all the errors in client. Look at the. Okay, cool. So now I'm going to go into the server and see what kind of errors we have in there. All right. So we probably need to update some stuff. We have around 9 errors in the server after the change. So next error, player. So yeah, this is because of these shits. So should be relatively easy because we can always do something like position new vector2 x and y, and this is position. So it doesn't know about this thing, so this is a vector2 vector and next error. Okay, position position. Who needs IDEs to refactor your code if you just have a compiler that tells you all the places where you have to make the changes? IDE is nuts, my answer to that. IDE is nuts. Alright, and it works. Good. But we fixed all the errors. We fixed all the errors. So let's actually see if this entire thing compiles. Okay, so if I refresh, it seems to be working. Look at that. So yeah, I think I didn't break that much stuff. Okay, so if I open in a new tab, multiplayer. Come on, you can do that. Multiplayer, let's go. Okay, so everything seems to be working. So I just make modifications, and actually we're starting to couple the code of one project with another one. Right, so because the raycasting used to have its own version of the vector2, and the multiplayer game prototype used to have its own, version of vector2. Now they use the same one, so the code of 2 projects is already coupled, which is good. So we're slowly stitching it together. Slowly stitching it together. That's what's going on here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a committee, right? So yeah, that's actually super cool. I'm undertaking, actually, by the way, a very difficult thing, right? I'm undertaking a very difficult thing, like 2 projects, right? So I'm literally like trying to couple it and just merge them together. And in total, they have like 2,000 lines of code. And I'm doing all of that live while hundreds of people are watching me. If you think about it, it's kind of a difficult thing to do, honestly, right? So it's almost like resolving some difficult merge conflict. And also trying to make a performance out of that. Dr. Frankenstein. Okay, that's very funny, actually. Dr. Frankenstein. Right. Anyway, so let's go ahead and just like commit whatever we have in here. Make common. Okay, I can actually say like a tag in here. So I suppose this thing that people put in commit messages in brackets, what is it called? Is it called tag? I think calling it tag makes sense. Hey, mods, Serial, why did you make me so horny? Ban. You're gonna get banned for making me horny. Don't make chat horny. All right, so make player use the same vector2 as okay, so make player use vector2 for position. Can't wait for the photo to see the image. Honestly, if you ban somebody and the message got deleted, it doesn't get into the log automatically, so I don't really have to do that. You don't have to remove anything. I'm sorry. YouTube people won't get horny, but for YouTube people, by the way, there was an ASCII art of anime tedious there, so that's what you need. That's why you have to watch me on Twitch. That's why you have to follow me on Twitch, because you will get an opportunity to see ASCII anime tedious. That's what you're missing. That's what you're missing for watching me on YouTube. So yeah, this is what it is. Anyways, let me see. It's actually my bot who posted that, so that I can make this bit. Intentionally posting anime tedious to bait YouTube viewers. That's what I'm doing. Anyways, what do we have in here? So player. So here is the position, and yeah, okay, we have moving, right? So we have moving. What we need to introduce? We need to introduce like a new enumeration. So expert and num, and this is like direction 2, right? So because it's it only consists of forward and backwards, right? So that's what we're gonna be having here. But maybe I can just go ahead and straight up replace this with forward and backward. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Forward and backward. Forward, backward. Back state, okay, backward. And simply remove up and down. Right. So this is going to be direction. Right. So, and this is direction vectors. And the direction vector used to be very useful because it would allow you to pick where you're moving. So now the direction is more like this. So this is a number. And I suppose we don't really need this stuff anymore, honestly. We don't really need this stuff anymore. So what do I do with this then? Do I just remove direction vectors? I think I do. Yeah, I think I do. We don't need that. So that creates actually a lot of compilation errors. So let's go through all of them. So there's probably some in here. Yeah, there we go. So when we're updating the player, okay, when we are updating the player, so what we have to do if we're moving forward, yeah, so there will be just two things in here. So player moving, we're gonna be still using the mask. You could be actually moving. Yeah, you can be moving forward and rotating simultaneously. Yeah. So rotating left, rotating right. So moving. Yeah, so I need this kind of enumeration, I think. I need this kind of enumeration. And this is gonna be more like moving. So that's the state that we currently can do, right? Because in array casting, if we take a look at the array casting in here, right, so instead, this one, you can move forward, backward, you can rotate left, you can rotate right, but you can also move forward and rotate left, or move backward and rotate right. So you can have these kind of states simultaneously. And this should be kind of maybe indicated by this mask. Having count is a classic C++ dev. What's interesting is that, okay, so people keep fixating on this enumeration and saying how like TypeScript has bad enumerations and stuff like that. We are using this thing for binary protocol. That's why it is in C style, because eventually we're going to be working on a level of bits with this thing. We are constructing bit masks out of this. That's why it has to be C style. So yeah, that's why I said that if you like don't need this kind of thing, you're probably not doing what we are doing. We're like having like our own binary protocol. We're not using protobufs or anything. So yeah. So this is like a moving mask, and maybe this is what I should call it, like a moving, right? So it's an enumeration, and it's a, yeah. I think that's fair. That's fair in here. So trailing commas break my heart. Can I have more commas? Ah, fuck! I can't have more commas in here. Anyways. So let's go through the rest of the compilation. So we have that. Yeah, okay, so here is very interesting. Here is very interesting because we also need to have a rotation. So now we are bringing the same logic as we have in the array casting game, chat. In the array casting game. So what do we have? So I think it's somewhere in update player, we have that. Man, I'm starting to move logic from raycasting game into the networking. I'm coupling them more and more and more. I'm actually super happy. I'm actually super happy that I'm coupling them this much. All right, so what do we have in here? So there's a direction, and then we're updating some of the stuff in here. So this is a new position. Yeah, I think I can just move this code in here. Right. So now we have control velocity, we create control velocity, and we also have an angular velocity. And now we're checking whether we're moving forward. All right, so, but we used to do that through the player moving. Okay. So player moving, I'm shifting this entire thing by moving, moving forward. All right, so I'm shifting it like that. And then I'm checking the beat. And if I do, that means I'm, you know, I'm setting the control velocity like this. All right, so then, and again, I'm using bit masks because we are sending and receiving this bit mask over network in a binary protocol. That's why it's like very C-ish, because we're doing cool shit, unlike React developers who's just making, you know, simple pages in like with a template or something. I don't fucking know. I'm too tired to roast React devs right now, so I'm sorry. Anyways, so what do we have in here? So this is going to be backwards, and here we are turning left. This is actually a good name, turning left. Can I have turning left? I think I could. Yeah. Turning left. Cool. And here we're turning right. Turn right. Let's go. Okay, so here then I'm updating the direction, then updating one component of the position, and then we're checking. This one is cool. So that already kind of prompts us to start moving some of the logic into the server, but I'm not going to be doing it right now, I think. Right, so I'm going to just comment out this entire thing. And at some point we're gonna get there, but not right now. So we need to take the position, and then what we're doing here is just you know, add, yeah, control velocity. We're adding control velocity, which is scaled by delta time. Okay, and we don't need any of that stuff anymore, I think. So that is old code. This is a new code. Look at that. Damn! This is so fucking sexy, Mitch. So fucking sexy. So there is some message in here. So I'm a moving, right? So this is the kind of message that we can have in here. And when you're moving, you specify the direction. And what is the direction? Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, I think it will work out here as well. It's just like instead of direction, you just have a specific moving thingy, and then you... Okay, so that will work out, actually. That will work out. Okay, so we fixed all of the errors in the common code. We actually fixed all of them. So once we will make scene part of the state of the game, this code will come and play, right? It will replace this line in the future, but right now we don't really have it. Okay, so we have a proper mode and shit, so that's pretty cool. And we already have a proper mode in the raycasting game, so yeah. By the way, in the future, we're gonna start a process of rewriting some parts of this game in C3. Eventually, I want to rewrite the entire game in C3 and make it native. So the entirety of the server in the future is going to be absolutely native. It's going to be absolutely native, compiled to native code, and it's going to be serving over WebSockets and stuff like that. And majority of the code on the client side is going to be written, compiled to WebAssembly. There will be a minimum of JavaScript just to tie together the capabilities of the browser to the WebAssembly code. So, and the reason why I picked C3, so on the C3 streams, I actually did WASM, and I made sure that the same code is runnable natively and in a browser. So then I can also have shared code in C3, right? Because again, we need a code that can run in a browser in WASM and in a server natively, so we can sync up the logic of the game. So C3 right now, as of right now, fits perfectly. I initially wanted to use C, but C is a little bit anal in terms of like what you can do in here. It would be better to have like a slightly higher level language than C for this kind of project. C3 is perfect. It's slightly higher level than in C. Also, Zig developers absolutely hate it. They are annoyed when I program it. It's a perfect fucking candidate. Like, it's just like hits all of these sweet spots. It's just like, oh my god, we're gonna be using C3. So anyways. Yes. So this thing, we fixed all of the errors in here. Okay, let's go into the client, client MTS, and what kind of problems we have in here. So we have 13 errors. 13 errors. All right. This one is interesting, actually. Right. So we used to have, yeah. So we used to map direction to specific keys, but now it is moving. Oh, this is actually kind of interesting. So moving, this is going to be turning left, and this is going to be turning right, and this is going to be moving forward, and this one is going to be moving backward. It's kind of it's a little bit weird to have moving forward and backward, but I mean I'm too lazy to fix it. Turning, right. So this is going to be moving. And this is forward, and this is backward. Okay, so this is the first thing that we fixed in here. So this is not direction, this is actually moving. All right, next error. Cool, what do we get in here? So moving is 0. So you don't like something about this. I don't understand what the fuck you don't like. Direction is missing. Ah, I see. So you have a position and direction. Okay. Man, TypeScript is a lifesaver, honestly. Is a lightsaber. Right. So it's so convenient for refactoring things. It's not even about TypeScript, honestly. It's not about TypeScript. It's about statically typed languages. I think we can fairly agree that statically typed languages just won. They're just like objectively better than dynamically typed languages. Like even freaking JavaScript developers agreed on that by creating TypeScript. Even Python developers agreed on that for creating MyPy. Like all of these toy languages, they're all trying to bring in static typing because it's just objectively superior. It's just fucking objectively. Everyone already agreed on that. Like, and it's not about even TypeScript. It's about the approach, right? is just objectively better. There's no point in arguing about that. And if anyone argues about that in 2024, laugh at them. Freaking laugh at their face. Straight up. Anyways, I'm sorry. So we fixed all there, surprisingly. That was it, actually? That was surprisingly it. What the fuck? Honestly, now we have a direction, and we need to kind of indicate that direction. We kind of need to indicate that. Okay, so let's actually go to the server, and we'll need to update the server. Do we have any errors in here? So we have one error. Look at that, only one error? Seriously? Okay, so the next error in here is just a player, and the problem here is that it doesn't have a direction. Okay, so I'm gonna bring in the direction. Is that it? I just like changed protocol and internal structure of the player representation, and that was it? Brother. That is not you. That is actually awesome. If it's gonna work after that, like, I mean, that's pretty cool. Brother, give me that anytime. Alright. So let's actually try to build this scheiße. But the player was true. Fair. The player was tiny. The motherfucker fucking compiles. The motherfucker just fucking compiles. Alright. So I'm gonna open the multiplayer shit. We'll probably have to restart this server, right? So the server has been updated. So file not found. Are you fucking serious? Why can't you find vector? But here it is. Here is the vector MJS. Command typo. Well, no, it's not command typo. Maybe add, maybe. Okay, let's actually go to common MTS. Maybe it's because I have to run it with I don't freaking know, honestly, like a module thing. Okay, let's do that. So, did I recompile? Okay, so I'm pretty sure you compiled it, right? Kaput, yes, indeed. It's freaking kaput. File. Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Vibe has been restored. Vibe has been restored. Okay, so we have that, so that's fine. And the other one is... Okay, I'm pressing forward. It's moving to the left. So this is because it has an internal sort of direction, right? And I think we can even indicate that. So before I try to move even further, let me go into the client and try to indicate that internal direction that it has. So we update the player, we fill the rect. We can even try to maybe CTX begin path, right? So CTX stroke path. I can probably get some stuff from the game MTS stroke line. Yeah, can I just use that? Do we have a common part in here? Stroke. I can probably copy paste that because it's kind of like a common thing. So stroke. Stroke line. I provide CTX and I'm stroking starting from the player's position, but not really. Right, I'm starting from the position, but I need to start from the half of it. So what I want to actually clone this thing and kind of add this stuff, the player size, new vector, player size twice. Right, so that's what I want. I add that, but I can actually edit like half of it. All right, so I can add half of it. So that's the center. This is from where we're rendering this entire thing. Afterwards, I probably want to do another clone in here, and not really. I can just do new vector, set angle, and the angle is the player's thing, is the player direction. We can scale that thing by this stuff. What are you complaining about, brother? Set angle, there's no set angle, is that what you're trying to tell me, brother? So here's the vector 2, set, and oh, set polar, okay. Oh, and I can actually scale it right away with set polar. Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you so much. And then we just add the player position to here. So that's how we can do that. So we can set the CTX stroke style, and it's going to be just the same kind of color as this. Right, so this is what we can do. So this is have that. Okay, so does it compile? Let's try to recompile this today, I think. Let's try to recompile this entire friggin' thing. Okay, seems to be compiled. Can you see shit? I think you can't see shit because it only works for other players, not for you. Right, so here we render players, but if it's you, you're not rendered. All right, so we have to kind of copy this entire thing. So here is the stroke, and I feel like we just have to do it like that. And also we have to use this stroke style. Oh, we can even set the line width in here. So that means I can do that stuff in here as well. Look at that shit. Look at that shit. Look at that shit. Look at that shit. Here we have to replace player with me. Boom. Me size. It's supposed to be player size, not me size. Yeah, player size, bro. So. He hasn't used C in like a month, you're a bit late. Yet another tribalist joined the chat, right? So it's kind of funny to see the perception of tribalists of me, right? They just see me programming in a certain language, right? And if this is the first language they see me programming in, they automatically just assume, oh, he's from the C tribe. Ooga, 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 ooga. C tribe, bad. It's just like, but they're programming in all sorts of languages. It's just like, yeah. Like, people just can't comprehend that, you know, software developers use several languages. So it's really difficult to comprehend, I understand. Okay, so we have in here, if I refresh that. Ooh. Okay. Shit, bro. So this... the fuck am I looking? Why is it so... All right, I see what's going on. I see. So there was a PP there. So this is not... We have to actually add this half. Okay, so we have to introduce like a center, right? So this is the center of that thing. And what we're adding in here, we actually add in the center. So, yeah. That's basically what it is, chat. That's basically what it is. It's just a center. So this is me, this is a center, and we add in the center. Hopefully that's how it works. And it's too small. Where? Yeah, so I forgot to recompile the whole thing. Do I have any information on Jai development? No, I'm not associated with Jai in any way except I accidentally got into beta. I'm not associated with John Blow, I'm not associated with Thokla, I'm not associated with Jai, with any of these things. I'm just a random person like have nothing to do with that language. It's just like tried it a couple of times and that's it. Don't ask me about like the release of Jaya. I know nothing. I don't even work like for John or anything. I'm not even sure John knows me. Actually, he knows me, right? So he follows me on Twitter and sometimes even likes my stupid memes, which is kind of bizarre. But anyway, so let's continue. Okay. So something is broken. Okay, so the PP is too small, honestly. The PP is too small. We have to maybe make it twice as big. We made the PP twice as big. PP big. PP big. PP big. He said out the new. Yeah, I saw actually. Like I received the emails and I check them once in a while. Okay, so for some reason when I press backward, it moves forward. So something is fucky wackish, and I wonder where. So if I down, okay, so it sends backwards, and when I press S, okay, so it's actually, yeah, backwards, forward. So this is forward, this is backwards. So it's on the client, it's a client side. Client side problem. That's fine. Okay, so now it's that, which is closer to what we have in the actual 3D game, which is nice. What the fuck is, it's kind of like a really weirdly distinct, but only a little bit. So I'll have to also test it later a little bit. So because it looks like there's a little bit of a problem. Multiplayer HTML. All right. Yeah, so there's some weird scheisse going on. You see that shit? You see that shit? That's weird. I don't really... Holy fuck. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. Snapping somehow, yeah. So yeah, especially here, that's for sure. Like it's not updated properly. That's an oopsie. Well, I mean, we can probably fix that. I'm not really sure what the fuck is going on, but yeah. Looks fine. Haha. Very funny, my friend, very funny. Okay, so common MTS. I don't really know why would that be a problem. Angle and position or okay, so whatever. So direction moving. Okay. So what do we have in here? So we just take in the moving mask. All of that makes sense. So when there's also should be a way to serialize and deserialize the current position and whatnot. How do we do that? I actually don't remember how we do that. So in a server, at least moving. Yeah, so here we receive the, so that should not affect, honestly. I know why. Maybe I should actually restart the server. Right, so because some of these things got updated. But I mean, nah, it shouldn't be a problem, honestly. Shouldn't be a problem. What else could be the case? So just do server. So it could be like a discrepancy between server and the client. Oof. That's a little better. That's a bit better. Not that much better, but I mean, it feels like the discrepancy is just like growing. over time. Okay, so let me see if I open. Come on, don't be slow, please. Multiplayer. By the way, we do not send out the direction of the. Okay, I see. That makes sense. I finally found it. I edit a new field, but we don't set that field anywhere. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. I'm surprised that the TypeScript didn't catch that. So what do we have in here? So hello struct. You're given X and Y, but you never given direction. That's the thing. Ooh, and there's no way for you to easily actually find all the places, except maybe doing something like that. Right, so it will kind of force you to go through all of the places where you refer to these fields. So, okay, direction, and let's allocate field 32. Right, so this is direction, and now this is the direction as well. All right, so this is a hello struct. This is another one. This is the player struct. Yeah, so it is, honestly, it should be part of the hello. Right, so and I'm changing it so it breaking all the places where we're using all of that. So I go into those places and review that we need to do something with the direction in there. So that's why I'm doing all that. Makes sense? I think it makes sense. Right, so here's the direction, and so yeah, this is the player struct. It just reuses the player struct. And I think that's about it. All right, so that should break the client in some places. Next. So this is why there were not that many changes, actually. There was not that many changes. I was even surprised, like, what the fuck is going on here? There we go. So, and I even set the direction to 0. This is something that I should have not done, right? Because we're receiving the direction from the structure. There we go. That's what we need. So you see this trick, actually renaming irrelevant field that is semantically close is very useful, right? Because it forces you to go to these places. This is another trick, another refactoring trick that I want to teach you, my friend. Okay, so here, the player joined, we set their position, right? So, but we also set their direction, like so. So this is going to be the direction. All right, and if it's player undefined, we do that. This one is X, and the direction is this thing. This is going to be the direction. All right. Anything else? Any other errors that we can have in here? Okay, so this is moving, right? So this is moving. So we just do that, and here we're gonna have the direction of this thing, and we're reading the direction. There we go. Anything else? That's it. We fixed all the errors. So in the server, server MTS. All right, that's very easy. And what do we have in here? So what is that? So we're writing the... I see. So that means what we have to do is a player struct direction, right, player view, player direction. Look at that. Next error. So this is another writing direction. Next error. Almost there, chat, by the way. Direction. So how you represent the direction? Angle. I'm representing it with an angle. Okay. Number. No, I represented the angle with a string. Well, I mean, okay, this is a JavaScript. It's considered normal. Okay, so I was trying to make a joke, but I mean, it's JavaScript. This is not a joke. Anyways, so everything. Alrighty. All right. So what we have, and yeah. So is it working? Is it working? Yeah, boy, 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 boy. Where am I? The fuck is it? Ah, we don't wrap around, by the way. We don't even wrap around. Is this tanks online? Yes, actually. So we need to actually wrap around chats. How can I map? Do I have map? Yeah, I do have map. Can I? So basically, well, I mean, I have to actually map it separately, I suppose. So player position X is gonna be proper node. And what's the, do we have resolution? Yeah, world width, E, and this is Y, world heights. Okay, so what do we have in here? Let's go. Okay, so, and let's open this entire thing in here. Is it going to work? Yes, and it's working. It is working. We fixed the chat. We fixed the chat. I just forgot to add a new field in there, and overall it is working. It is working. Look at that, bruv. Yo. Okay. So let me do a committee. So I suppose one of the things we did actually, yeah, we completely refactored direction to moving. So bring controls closer to array casting mechanics, right? And I'm gonna push that right into the repo, my friend. You change X underscore back? Nah, whatever. So we can change it later. We can change it later. So it doesn't really make it less readable or anything. It's just like whatever. So what do we have in here? We have a player position direction moving hue. What's funny is that maybe we can finally start. So if I take a look at the interface player, funnily enough, we already have position. So this is a raycasting game. This is a multiplayer game. So they have player structures, but there's a discrepancy between them. But you have position, you have position. You have direction, you have direction. And here's where discrepancy starts to come. You have separate booleans, but in the networking, all of these 4 booleans are actually packed into a single moving. So they are basically on point. They're basically synced up. So the state of the player of the raycasting game, right, so this raycasting game, the state of the player, and the state of the player of this multiplayer game, they're basically synced up. There's a little bit of discrepancies, but overall, they have the same semantic. So that means I can start coupling them together. So for example, in a raycasting game, I can just remove this thing and port it to use this thing instead. That's a very interesting way to approach that, honestly, I think. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're importing some of the stuff in here. So let's import player from the common MGS actually. Right. So it's a very small, slow, iterative process, as you can see, just tying these things together. even has a cue for the eye. It's actually perfect, honestly, right? So it's actually super cool. All right. So what do we have in here? So I don't really have a way to display that hue, but it's already there, right? It's already there, so I can do something with it. So it's actually super cool. Okay, so let's actually go through all the compilation errors. You have 5 compilation errors, right? So let's go ahead and just look at them. Next error. I don't even have to do any of that shit. I can just say moving 0. That's it. So, but that doesn't give us all of the fields in here because you also have ID. For now, I'm gonna set ID to just 0, right? So, and we also have hue, right? And I'm gonna set hue to 0 as well. As far as I know, it's just an angle in a HSL circle. I didn't really have to do that, but whatever. Okay, so, man, this is the same code as we have in Bruh. The only problem here is that in this code, we have stuff related to camera. You know what? I think we need to have a separate update camera method that removes update camera, because this will allow us to use the update camera from the multiplayer game. Yeah. Okay, so I want to factor out update camera. Right, so here we're going to be accepting this camera in here. Right, so we're accepting this thing in here. And when we're updating the camera, we're just doing that stuff. So updating the camera will also probably require passing the player. So accept also the player in here. There we go. Okay, so the code in here, if you look at that, it's literally the same as in multiplayer game, honestly. It's literally that, except this part, which in here, we actually commented out. You know what? I think this time has come to uncomment this thing. And also get rid of this thing. So essentially, that just means that this method should become part of the networking game. So we just have to bring it in here. Probably also have to export some stuff in here. So as you can see, scene is not available in here. So here's the interesting, cool thing. So now code wants us to move more code from the raycasting game into the common shared part. We're moving in the right direction. We're moving in the right direction because the code even prompts us to do all of these things, and they're very fucking natural. So it's almost like the things are collapsing, right? So the parts of the equation. So scene, so interface scene, right? So now we're gonna be having this thing. So that means we're gonna move a lot of code from the renderer into the networking game. So it's all shared. Right. Okay, so create scene. So what I just have to do, I have to export this scene in here. And is scene exported? No, we'll have to export it in here. So next error. So it wants to have a function scene is a wall. Is a wall. Let's grab this function from here. So now this function is here. And now it wants to have scene get tile. So it basically just chain, like just pulls all these functions as a chain. Now scene contains also have to be common. Right, so it has to be part of that. Yo, look at that. And all of them has to be exported, of course. So it becomes more and more coupled in here. So here we don't really accept the scene. So here we accept the player, but we also need to accept the scene somehow. All right, because we're checking for the collisions and stuff like that. So minimap players, why are we... So this is such a weird thing. Minimap player size. I think this is a leftover from old times when what I meant is probably just a player's... Okay, I see. First, I created minimap player size, and then I needed player size for boundary collision stuff. And I thought, okay, let's just use the same as in the minimap. And then I forgot to rename it to player size, basically. I think that's what happened. So yeah, but I mean, all of that was documented. Like I did all of that live, right? So maybe somebody can go back and actually confirm that this is exactly what happened. Not all of that actually was recorded. Some of them yeah, I did offline, but I think the part where I introduced this constant was actually caught on camera. I think it was. But anyway, so let's actually remove that and maybe move it inside of the common MTS, and let's call it actually player. We already kind of have a player size, but this is a player size for this one, not for this one. Okay, so let's call it raycasting player size. Right, at some point we'll have to actually distinguish between them. So yeah, and let's quickly replace this entire stuff with raycasting player size. All right, there is no compilation errors within shared common code, but there are some compilation errors in here, so let's fix them. Scene is a wall, right? So we just need to export it from the common. All right, next error, scene get tile, right? So we just moved some stuff in here. All right, so next error. Okay, so first of all, we have to replace this stuff with raycasting player size. Could replace that with raycasting. Boom, 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 boom. All right. What I'm thinking is that this is literally now the same function as in the common code. This is now literally the same function, which means we can remove this one. This one is not needed anymore. Next error. So this is fine. So update. So this is the function that we can grab from the commons. Next error. So player speed is never used. This one is something that we can grab from commons as well. Next error. Okay, so update camera is never used. Is never used. Delta time. Doesn't like delta time. So here we are passing. We used to pass the. Oh, I see. We used to pass the camera because this function used to update the camera. So what we want to do actually, we want to call update camera like this. Right, and in update camera, we first accept the player like this. And it doesn't like something about this stuff because, well, I mean, it's just like a different order. So let's actually put this in here. All right, is that it? So player speed is not needed. Like, is it true? We never use it anywhere, so what is the player speed? That's kind of bizarre, actually. I don't use it anywhere, so... Do I used to multiply it by something? So... I feel like I used to... Yeah, I feel like I used to scale player speed by something. So let me take a look at the diff. Player speed. Yes, look at that. When I was moving forward, I used to do that, but in a common, yeah, player speed. And what is it? It's using different player. Okay, I see. I see. So it's more like a raycasting player speed. All right. So we have the same kind of parameters coming from the raycasting game and the network prototype, so they have to kind of coexist. So as you can see, we have a separate networking game, player size and player speed, and a raycasting player, and now they start to collide with each other. They kind of start to collide with each other, and like I can't remove and replace them because they're still kind of used by different clients. They're kind of used by different clients, and that's kind of the problem. I think. So these are two like different parameters. So which actually means that will break some of the stuff in here. That's for sure. Already legacy code, yeah. So we're dealing with the legacy code right now. But Anyways, so what do we have in here? So let me take a look at the next error. Next error, next error. Okay, so everything's fine. Everything's fine, I suppose. Okay, so let's take a look at the client stuff. Right, so let's take a look at the client stuff. Because we definitely broke something. We can even just recompile the whole thing and see where all is failing. Don't forget to use recasting player speed. Don't I use it? Don't I use it? I think I forgot. All right. Yeah, so this is a array casting player speed, and this is array casting player speed. So, right. Okay, so what do we have in here? Update player. Okay. Now, since update player accepts scene, we need a way to create the scene somehow. We need a way to create it somehow. So the only way to create a scene is actually in a game, right? So create scene. So you have a function that can do that. So that means we can move it, right, somewhere here in the comments. Maybe even export it just for everybody. But you also need to have that stuff in here, you know? And this thing is kind of constant, right? So it's kind of a constant. So what I'm thinking is that I might as well just export it like that. So this is like a global scene, right? It's a global scene. At least for now. So this is what you have to pass in there. And because it's a global scene, so we probably don't want to pass it like that. Yeah. So interface game. So we're kind of starting to move states into the common. Yeah, so it's an interesting process, right? It's going in an interesting place. Right, so, but I'm not sure if it's a good idea to do it like that. Maybe we need to introduce like a create the game that is basically the state of the game that is shared between all these things, but I'm not 100% sure. We'll see. So next error. So flight check. So this is a scene, so might as well just do something like this. So this is a scene, and also this is a scene. Next one. So this is just scene. Next one. This is just scene. That means here I can basically create replace every time I do game scene. This is just scene. Boom, boom, boom. And is that it? Next. So it complains about these things. This is probably because I never exported it. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's export this thing. Yep. Any errors? More errors? No, that's it. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So that means here in the client, right, so as you can see here, we don't have that, so we have to pass common scene. So it's common for all of these things. Any errors? Yeah, common scene. That's it. So there's no any more errors in here. So now the server, let's take a look at the server, MTS. All right, next error, common scene. Next, that's it actually. So that's actually it. All right. So what does it complain about? So there's an index. Okay, this one is interesting. So all right. So this is for the array casting game. So this is the controls of the array casting game. I kind of like the idea that I used in a multiplayer. I kind of like the idea. So in a multiplayer, so this is a client. I had this thing, right? So I can just move it in here. And so that means I want to import as common from common MJS. All right, so that's totally fine. And in here, how do I use these things? Direction keys. So when the key is down, I just do this thing. So let's go back. Yeah, so the key down, I do that. So but one, so this one is, goddamn. I just sent the information. Right, I just send the information, but I don't have the networking code yet. So that means, honestly, well, I mean, I can make a just a stopgap. Essentially, I can do the direction, right? So, and we just set the corresponding mask game state player moving, or like this. So that's what we're doing here. And that's about it. So was it enough? Yeah. And we can remove that, except the space, right? So if the key code is that, so we just throw the bomb. But maybe throwing the bomb is not gonna be part of the thing. So let's actually disable throwing a bomb, at least for now. Okay. So when I unpress the key, I kind do the same thing. But I need to set the specific thing to 0. So I suppose I just invert the bits and I do add. I think that's how we do that. So at least in the server, if I take a look at the MTS, yeah, so we just use and that's how it works. All right, so do we have any errors? Okay, so there are no errors in here. So any other errors? Okay, everything seems to be compiling. So let's recap what we were doing on this specific iteration. So I want to take a look at the comments. So we brought in the scene. Well, basically we're just making the scene work. All right, so we brought in the scene. Bring controls closer to raycasting mechanics. I think it's something with the player. Yeah. So now let's test if I didn't break anything. So let's take a look at the raycasting. Okay. So I can refresh the whole thing. I can rotate around. I can't throw the bombs. That is expected. That is absolutely expected because I just disabled that. So that means it works correctly. And now let's take a look at the multiplayer. Multiplayer should actually move slower because now for the multiplayer, we're using smaller constants. Right. So because here, a single cell, the size of a single cell in here is 1 by 1. So because of that, the speed is actually much smaller. Right. And in a multiplayer example, you need a bigger speed to actually move. So if we did everything correctly, if we coupled everything correctly, in a multiplayer game, the player should be moving slower. And I'm not sure if you see that, but the player is kind of moving, but it's moving much slower. Can you see that? Oh, this is so fucking funny. I unpress and it teleports. Guess why it teleports? Guess why it teleports? We haven't restarted the server because the server uses old constants. Right. The server still, it's not overflow. The server uses old constants which are bigger. Right. And because of that, right, it's just like there is a discrepancy between the state of the client and us. Right. So that makes sense. So we need to restart the server. And after restarting the server, it should actually fix the problem. Right. So let me refresh it. So it's, I think the player moving very slowly and it actually does not teleport. We can make the constant, the speed constant maybe faster, right? So let's actually make it 5,000. Let's recompile the whole thing. Let's recompile the whole thing. Come on, you can do that. All right. So, and then let's serve this thing. Let's actually serve this thing. Let's refresh the entire stuff. It's moving faster. Everything's fine. But if I go into the raycasting, it's actually... I'm also moving faster. Right. So because the scale of these two games is different, you need to have different constants for them. And this is where we're starting to have frictions between these two games. Right. So the raycasting game needs smaller things, smaller constants. The multiplayer needs bigger constants. Right. And since we're starting to couple them together, like these two constants collide with each other, and we can't really get rid of them because they need different constants, unfortunately. So as we refactor things more and more, we have to be kind of aware of that, right? We have to be kind of aware of that, and that's the annoying part of this entire stuff. Right, but that's fine. That's fine. So let me go to here somewhere. Okay, so let's use these smaller constants and let's do a commit. Can you normalize the speed between them? We will get rid of bigger context eventually when we finish refactoring. So what we have to do to solve the problem is just finish refactoring. That's it. So there's no need to normalize, adapt, put hacks or anything like that. Just finish fucking refactoring and it will be fine. So this is just an intermediate state. That's why it is like that. So anyways, no need to scale in factor, just finish fucking refactoring. That's the solution. That's the solution. Just finish refactoring. That's how we do that. Scaling factors, interpolation. Guys, just solve the fucking problem. Just solve the fucking problem. Anyways, let's commit whatever we have. So what we do in here is basically move scene to common module. Right, and I'm going to push that right into the repo. We're getting super freaking close to actually having something. Right, I think we're getting super freaking close. So majority of the stuff is already... Yeah, so I think we also need to get rid of the items, right? So because keeping track of the items requires extending the protocol. So what I want to do is just like do something that doesn't require extending protocols, right? So we get rid of the bombs and let's get rid of the items as well, right? So to be fair, I feel like, so in terms of items, so interface game, I can just get rid of this thing because items are actually trivial. Yeah, items are extremely trivial. Well, I was about to say that they're just sprites, but we have a little bit of a logic to that animates the sprites, right? So as far as I know, like update items. Yeah, so here is the little bit of a logic that is responsible for rendering items and stuff like that. So yeah, I want to get rid of that because I think it's going to be useful in the future. But one of the things I can do, I think, let's just get rid of them. Let's just get rid of them. So because then, yeah, I will bring them back as we finish everything. So to do, bring back the items. Yeah, bring back the items. So let's go to the compilation errors. Next error. So there's no items. And when we create items, there's just that. So the code that kind of renders items and stuff like that is still going to be there. Right, but it's not going to be used. So it's going to be just in the game. And eventually I'm going to reuse it. So is there any more errors? I think that's it. All right, so let's recompile. I think it will compile. I think it will compile. Well, I mean, almost. Update items. Yeah, so there's no need to have that. I can actually maybe factor it out like this. Any more errors? So this is just unused stuff. Render game, and we don't need time because time was used for that stuff. Okay, so that's totally fine. That is totally fine, my friend. So I have a strange feeling that we need to start introducing like literally connection. Introducing the WebSocket connection and stuff like that, and it will be basically done if you think about it. Will be basically done. So, but on top of that, the distances here are kind of huge. So, okay, create game. All right, so we have a create game in here. So here we just load the assets. Here we create the player. Also bombs and particles, and none of that is needed actually. None of that is needed. Honestly, you know what I'm thinking? We don't really have to remove the items. So items are going to be client-only thing, and we can bring it into the server later. So essentially, each client is going to have their own sets of items. They will be able to pick them up. They're going to disappear, but only for them. On the other client, they're going to have their own sets of items. They're also going to pick them up, and they're also going to disappear. So it's not going to create any problems. It's just everyone is going to be living in their own fantasy world with their own sets of items and stuff like that. So then it's going to be easier later to move the state of the items into the server. Right, so I don't even have to do anything in here, I think. I think that's actually good. Right. We could have done something like that with bombs. Right, we could allow the players to just throw bombs on their client side, but the server is not going to reflect that. So that's totally fine, actually. So yeah, I don't have to worry about this thing. I don't even have to change anything. So, and it's important because I want the code to be in, because eventually it's going to move to the server. Will the players see each other? Yes, that's the goal. So the player will see each other, but the items are going to be their own copies of the items on the client side, so they're not going to be affected in any way. So the logic makes sense. The bombs are in specific places, and the server just cares of the thrown bombs, I guess. Right. Anyway, so what we need to do? Let's go into the client. So in the client, what we have this stuff, and we have me. So what I'm thinking is that, so player create game, actually interface game. So this is what we have. Freaking refresh it. Okay. So this is the player. This is the items. So I did that separation just like, you know, just for my own sake. Okay, so me. How many changes places it will break? Okay, so this is the player. So I called it me. So let's call it like that. So this is going to be just me. I need to call it me because it's called me in the multiplayer code. All right. Anything else? Me. And also me in here. Okay, so that's it. Cool. Interface game. So there's that. And now the time has come for WS WebSocket. And what's funny is that it could be undefined, and in fact me could also be undefined, right? So they are undefined when you're not connected yet. That's the thing. They are undefined when you're not connected yet. So what are the other states we need in here? The socket, the player's multi-map, we do have it in here. And also the ping, but I don't really care about the ping right now. We can introduce that, but we're not going to be using it right now, anytime soon. Okay, so when I create the game, right, one of the first things I need to do, I think, is to create the WebSocket. So we're going to WS, and we're simply connecting to that. All right, so common is actually not used, so probably we have to import server port from the common. Server port, there we go. So we got that. Me should be actually undefined because we don't know our own position until we connect yet. We don't have it yet. So because of that, I think we're gonna put it like this. So, all right, so me is undefined, but I also feel like, so what doesn't like in here? So is that not what you want? Game wants more, I think. So it also wants the socket. Yeah, that's understandable. So this is the, what did I miss? Could you just tell me what field I missed? So property ping, property ping is missing, whatever. So let's actually send ping to 0. So let's say this is the game, const game equal to that. All right, and what I'm thinking is WS, let's bring all of that stuff closer to here. Let's create a game. And now the time has come to create the handlers for the socket. Here are the handlers for the socket. Here they are. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. But that's expected, actually. Okay, so let's go to the compilation there. So we have game WS, right? So if the socket got closed, you have to do it like that. So it doesn't like something. Undefined is not assignable to WebSocket. Okay, so so this is the game. This has to be a game. All right. So we have me. So that means we have to do something like, man, can I actually have something like import everything as common from commons, like basically 2 imports from the commons? I think I should be able to do that. I think I should be able to do that. All right, so here we refer to me, but it's actually part of the state of the game. All right, so it's part of the state of the game. That's fine. So this is like final countdown. So ping, we can work with the ping. All right. Yeah, that's it. So it actually worked out in here. So in a client, and then in here we have the rest of the stuff. We're rendering the frames. So we have like a previous time step, ping, cooldown. We may have that actually at some point, but maybe we can just not send ping yet. We can do that later. Okay, so what's the next error? There you go. So that's pretty cool. So essentially, as you can see, you can't do, like, me could be undefined. Me could be undefined, and that's fine. That is kind of expected. So what we have to do is essentially if game me not equal undefined, only then we're doing the actual full rendering in here. Right, so that means at that point we got connected. So in the multiplayer game, we had a pretty cool thing in here. So if you are undefined, we just render like disconnected label, right? We can do the same thing in here actually. So otherwise undefined, and where we're rendering all of that, we are rendering that on the context. So we have the context in the display. So yeah, that's a very easy stopgap, so we can think about the font and stuff like that later. Dude, shut the fuck up, that's it. Okay, that's bizarre. So when I do game players, players, yeah, so here's the players set, but where do I have yeah, okay, so that works out actually. So that there's no more errors in here. So there's only one problem, is that we don't render all of the players in here, right? So the thing we have to do, actually, on each iteration in here, we're doing like for each, right? You see, we're just doing for each. Yeah, what we want to do is simply game players for each player. So we're just updating each individual player like this, right? Because they can have like a position and stuff like that. Can it really be that simple? But I mean, all of the code is already there, right? So we have the code that does the ray tracing, we have the code that does multiplayer gaming. So you just need to stitch it together. So the work is already kind of done. It's just like, you know, the, sort of like the ritual, the bureaucracy, so to speak. So, okay, we're updating the players in here. And when we're updating the players, oh, this is already common part. That's fine. So, and rendering is going to be rather interesting because we need to, yeah, we need to render only not us, right? So we need to render only not us. And how we're going to be doing all that? We're going to be doing that through a sprite angle index. That's how we're going to be doing all that. So players, game players for each player. I wonder if I can easily just do if player not equal game me, then I'm rendering the player, but I'm going to be rendering through the sprite. So I need to do push sprite. So that's what I need to do in here. So I'll have to provide the game sprite pool. I'm providing the game sprite pool. The sprite that I'm going to be providing is actually assets player image data. Position is the position of the player, right? So that's the position of the player. Z is going to be 1, scale is going to be 1, so it's going to take the entirety of the cell, right, from the floor to the ceiling. Crop position is in fact just new vector 55 multiplied by the index 0, and we'll have to compute the index. And the crop size is going to be new vector 2 55 55. So the index, in fact, const index is computed by sprite angle index. So here we provide the camera position. The camera position, you can get the camera position from the from here, right? So game camera position, and entity is just the player, right? So that's it. So that's how we compute the index, and this is how we render all the players. Okay, so that will push the sprite and then down the pipeline. It's gonna actually do all of that stuff. All right. So let's go. Oh, 55 is just like the width of the task, so it's from the previous stream. Thank you. Right, let's take a look at all of the things in here. Okay, so player moving in here doesn't like that, does not exist in the game. Because it's me now. But me can be... Alright, so that makes sense. Okay. Ooh, this is not it. Right, so this is definitely not it, because now we have to send the I'm a moving events and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm glad that is not completely it. I'm glad that it's not complete. To be fair, right now, it's more like this, right? So it's more like this. So we can remove this part. Stat. Yeah, so it's keyed down. This is more of a game state WS. Game state me. All right, and then game state WS. All right. So, and in here, game up is the same. It's just the difference between single number. The difference is just like here we do 0 and here we do 1 because it's like false and true. Game state. Begin state. All right. Oof. Game. I didn't see. Ah, it's because this. Hey, come on. All right. Oof. All right. More compilation. Refactoring brings out the best in programmer copy pasting. Exactly. Eggs fucking eklig, meine Freunde. Eggs fucking eklig. So let's take a look at the common. The time has come to maybe get rid of some of these parameters in here. So we're using this stuff already, so that's fine. The world width is rather a weird concept. So because it's tailored towards the world width of the networking game, which is not true anymore. So I want to break the code and just see where it's going to be breaking. So I just want to go through all these places. So this is the client, that's totally fine. You know what? I'm going to be actually doing something like this. First of all, I think this doesn't have to be exported. All right. Hell of a save, yeah, that's true. Hell of a save. Because it will start generating the positions of players all over the place, and it's just like, we need to make sure that it's not gonna be outside somewhere where we don't have a scene. Okay, so that's the... So this is the server. So this is where the random generation actually comes into place. This is where it comes into place. So we don't really have that big of a thing. So maybe, what if I say, let's just generate it at 1.5 and 1.5 where we used to have the player. All right, so me, so this is the, oh yeah, so this one is rather interesting. So it uses, it uses scene width and scene height, and it's just like, that is kind of a bizarre. Okay, so let's actually like place all of the players at 0, 0 or something, right? So I think that would make sense. I think that would make sense, at least for now. That's it. All right, let's restart the game. Oh my fucking goodness. Fuck off. Oh my god, I fucking see you. Oh my fucking goodness. Fuck yeah. Holy fuck. Holy fucking, how? Yo, it just fucking worked. Holy shit. After 3.5 of an hour of work, it fucking worked. How is that a fucking thing? Dude, what? Shut the fuck up. Dude, shut the fuck up. Oh, it doesn't check for the collisions and shit. Wait, why doesn't it check for the collisions? Yeah, okay, so there's a problem in here, but holy shit. I need to pour some water. I'm sorry, I need to pour some water. Just a second. That was fucking hard, man. That was fucking hard, but I did it. Ooh. Holy shit. Ooh. Okay. Okay, so why collision with the scene doesn't fucking work? So did I disable that at some point? I don't fucking know. Like, this is where it is, right? So this is where it is. So so we're using this scene. So I don't fucking know, man. I don't fucking know. So we're using this function. Maybe it doesn't fucking matter. But I mean, like, it should work. Like, what the fuck? So can fit in there. Because update player code from 2D game had no concept of walls. No, I don't think so. Because we're using the correct thing in here. It just stops the position. Recasting player size. We can actually remove this thing, by the way, I think. Okay, this one is like the last problem that we have. So we have okay, so here is the recasting. Can I just remove the client, honestly? Like, it's kind of useless at this point, right? So because since we like have this thing, recasting. Come on, bruv. Whatever. So like I do that just so it shuts up. That's the only reason I do that. Recasting player size. Maybe it's a half of the thing. I don't know, man. I don't fucking know. So maybe I just did something weird. Right. It's funny how it just says disconnected for a little bit. Yeah, it just like allows you to go through walls. Doesn't do shit. Bruh. Let me see. What if it's something... Okay, so it could be something I broke like lately that I didn't check for. When I was refactoring the boolean. You remember how I was changing to the boolean? Maybe it's coming from there actually. All right, so let me just do that and go back to no networking. Right, I just stashed all of that stuff and let's go back. So there should be no networking now if I recompile. Right. So I suspect that this is a bug that I introduced recently. All right, so this is that. Yes. Okay, so it's a bug that they introduced when I was refactoring and shit. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes fucking sense. Okay. So let's try to fix that then. So it was not due to introduction of networking, right? So that's fine. That's already good. So it's something with scene can rectangle fit there. All right. So is scene a wall? Right. You get a tile, and if it's outside, it's not a wall. But if it's yeah, so if you... Well, that should work, man. Man, that should just work. Shouldn't it? And honestly, scene as a wall should not be a thing. Right, so... Scene get tile. If it's true, you can't fit there. Right, so we just like check the boundary. We can't fit there. That's it. So if the point is not within the scene, there is nothing in there. There is no wall. If it's within the scene, it depends on what cell we hit. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Okay. So there should be some maybe errors in some places. All right. To be fair, I'm streaming already for too long. Maybe I should fix the collision later. Right. So because the main sort of thing already freaking works, right? So it already freaking works. The rest of the stuff is just like you know, details. But it would be nice to actually have it like properly working. Right. Get. Ooh, this could actually be very freaking dangerous. So, what was I forgot the name for this thing. Get is wall. What was the function? What's the function name, bro? Scene get tile. Right, so. Scene get tile. If it's that, alright. sim get tile. All right. Sim get tile. All right. All right. So let's try to run that. No, doesn't fucking matter. Doesn't give a shit. Very surprising, honestly. Huh. So what's fun is that the fact that it renders it, that means that it correctly identifies that this is a wall, but the scene can fit there. Just can't figure it out. Like, I don't fucking understand. I don't see it, man. I don't see it, man, honestly. Oof. Maybe we can get rid of all of the things in here. Okay, so let's do the following thing. I'm gonna get rid of everything. True, false. Alright. And maybe we're gonna fix the collision a little bit later, right? So because it's a minor thing, right? So I just need to go to the JavaScript's bullshit, as usual. All right, so that's pretty cool, right? So we got that, and then I can open another localhost in here, and that's another me in here. So that's pretty cool. So I can see myself, right? So in here, okay, that's pretty cool. You know what? I think the time has come for your mom. So, integrate networking into raycasting. The collision is broken, but we will fix it later. I'm going to push that right into the repo. Okay. Let's go. I'm in your mom. All right, so we have in here, and let's go into the Git. So we have, okay, multiplayer game prototype. This is not what I need. I need to go to the raycasting game. So it's all in a separate branch though. It's all in a separate branch, and let me just copy. Did I copy it? I think I copied it. Okay, so let's clone the whole thing. Did they recently? I don't remember. Did they recently updated the keys or something? Does anybody know? Okay. Just a second. All right, so it's there, and it's github.com. Okay, so that's cool. So that means I can trust that. So maybe they recently actually updated some keys. Right. Yeah, permission denied. Because it's SSH. Get it. So I don't have a SSH key in there, so I probably need to do HTTPS. Yeah, it's fine. All right, so raycasting npm. So this is why, because I never actually properly cloned via SSH on this machine, because I will always do HTTPS. So that explains it actually. So, okay, branch. What kind of branches do we have in here? Check out multiplayer. Let's actually make it B, origin, multiplayer. Okay, so git branch, git log, integration. Okay, so that's the latest one, npm install. Let's go. Installing this scheiße, meine Freunde. Very fucking cool. Very fucking cool. Okay. So when I'm serving your mom, how do I serve your mom actually? So I think I need to do 27 0 0. Right. I guess that's about it. All right. So that's about it. So I can do npm. I want to get ready. All right. So before I actually start your mom, ssh config. Right, so we're probably gonna have a lot of people in here, so I'm sure, I think it's gonna be like a disaster, honestly. I think it's gonna be definitely a disaster. Okay, so let's do serve. Let's go. Boom, I'm gonna open up. Oh, fuck. Cannot provide, fuck, it's not HTTPS, I'm actually late. Alright, so we've got some people. That's so fucking cool! That's so fucking cool, oh my god! Is it working okay, everyone? Is it... There's so many... I wish... Like, how many people we have in here? We have 23 players right now. Okay, so... More people join, please. Let's see how far we can push this entire thing. It's flawless, really? Working well. Oh my god, this is so fucking cool. There's so many people, I like that. Hello everyone. We can't really distinguish each other, unfortunately, but I mean, that's so cool. 60 FPS. 100 people! Oh my god, we're handling 100 people. How is that possible? What the fuck? Okay, I'm going on an adventure. I want to take a look at everyone, so I'm just going. Alright, so people getting 170 FPS. Damn. Well, what can I say? So you can you can't throw bombs, unfortunately, but yeah. How big was the server load? I don't really know. So, but so average time to process the tick is actually below 60 FPS. So it's working fine actually. It's not overloaded or anything. So we have 135 players handling. So everything's fine. So everything working flawlessly. We can actually make a high load game out of that. We really can make a high load game. All right. So I'm gonna actually disconnect everyone right now. All right. So everyone is disconnected. Oh, okay. That's funny. Actually, it didn't go into the disconnect. Okay. Right. So yeah, everyone is speaking. So there is a problem in here is that when you disconnect, it doesn't go into the disconnect thingy. So yeah, we'll also have to fix that. But I'm already streaming for 4 hours, so I think that's enough for me for today. Right. So holy shit, I didn't expect that I will be able to achieve that today, honestly, because the whole thing started to feel very daunting on the second hour when I realized that I cannot feed that in time. But I managed to do that. So fucking cool. All right, that's it for today. Thanks everyone who's watching me right now. I really appreciate that. Have a good one, and I see you all on the next recreation programming session. I'm gonna clean up some stuff. I'm gonna fix up some problems. I'm gonna fix up the boundary, the collision checking. And on the next sessions related to the raycasting game, we're gonna actually introduce like game mechanics, right? The actual game mechanics, so we can play it as a game. So right now we only have an engine. We don't really have a game, so we're gonna actually start introducing game mechanics. All right, that was very cool. Thanks everyone who's watching right now. Thank you for all of the subs, resubs, recommitments, and stuff like that. And I see you all on the next recreation backend session. Love you all. This is the footnote for the session, and I think I figured out why the collision with the walls was not working. So let's actually go ahead and bring the walls back. So they were located somewhere in commons. In common module there was a definition for the scene, so let's enable the usual scene back. the original one. Let's restart the server. Right, so refresh everything. As you can see, the collision does not work. If we go into the code that is responsible for the collision, what I did, I forgot to remove the leftover code, like right before we even had the collision detection in here. Right, so we didn't have any collision detection, and we were always advancing the position no matter what. And then I added the code that checks whether we're colliding with the wall or not. But since we're always advancing no matter what, that code, this specific code, it's kind of useless, right? So the solution is just like remove this specific line, right? So I forgot to do that. To be fair, at that time I was already tired, so I think you can forgive me these stupid little mistakes. So as you can see now, everything is colliding as expected, and we can even open the second tab in here, and as you can see, we're also colliding in here as well. Right, that's it for today. Thanks everyone, and I see you all on the next recreation programming session with Amistazozin. Love you all. Mwah.